It's not a good morning, but a great morning here in Orlando for football. Welcome to Camping World Stadium and the 2018 FHSAA State Finals. First up in this day of championship fights, it's North Florida Christian and Champagnat facing off in the Class 2A title tilts. The Eagles and Lions both faced adversity in the regular season, but they have been dynamite in the playoffs, each team gutting out hard-fought semifinal wins to reach the promised land. Hello and welcome everyone to this show of shows. Rishi Barron and Preston Jackson, the former Notre Dame defensive back. Good to have you here this morning, Preston.
It is awesome, man. The sun's shining. It's 10 a.m. It's time for some football. Thanks for having me, Rishi.
Yeah, this is the first of 3 games we'll have on Spectrum Sports for you today. But in this first one, 2 teams that did not even find themselves ranked at the end of the regular season, but I guess that just shows you how important playing a tough schedule is if you want to get to Orlando.
Absolutely. It's tough because you want to see the benchmark of your team, where you guys are, and then obviously with the new point system, you want to gain those points to place yourself in the playoffs. 5-5, both of them in the regular season, but now they're dominant in the postseason.
Champagnat here for the 3rd straight season, and hey, if the Lions are going to get it done again, John Quay Lewis is probably going to have something to say about that.
Absolutely. One of 3 6'2" defensive backs for Champagnat. He can run, he can catch, throw, backflip the whole 9 yards. I like him. Very athletic, very elusive, and has a lot of explosion. He's a good prospect.
The Lions are the defending state champions. In their way, North Florida Christian, which has won 7 of these before, but this is their magic number 7 because it's their first trip in 7 years, and 2 DBs that they have 7 interceptions, Von Hayes and D'Angelo Mitchell. How about that?
Yeah. Now, they're 2 DBs with their defensive backs listed, but they do everything. They're both offensive side and defensive side of the ball. They're going to be extremely active today, Reach.
Well, Champagnat has played every game on the road this year. This is the closest that the Lions have had to a home game on a neutral field. We're about to find out if they can get it done again. Champagnat will receive. And Preston, I've been looking forward to this for a long time. It's early, but it's good, man. It's good to be back here with you for some high school football.
This is going to be interesting because teams aren't used to playing at 10 a.m. in the morning, all right? The weather's dropped a little bit. They had to get up extra early, go to bed extra early, and now 10 a.m. playing time. You know, we're used to playing at 6, 7, 8 o'clock at night. So how are they going to adjust to the time difference for today's game? Like Champagnat, they got the all-whites on, and North Florida Christian comes on with the red tops, black bottoms. Both teams have been here before, obviously. Champagnat last year. So this should be a good matchup. Extremely athletic team from Hialeah and Champagnat, and North Florida Christian's probably going to be playing the underdog card, but styles makes fights. Styles makes fights.
For sure, North Florida Christian here for the first time in 7 years. What a program that they have, and a short kickoff on the opening kick. And Shedrick Ursery brings it out across the 40-yard line, and that is where Champagnat will take the field on offense. Their senior quarterback, Christopher Vidal, guy who played in the wing T offense last year, or actually the last 3 years, but here he is now in a different style of offense in the state championship game.
Goes to the spread offense, and he's thrived so far this year, had a few good games. I like how the ball comes out of his hands. He's very confident passer, and he runs well enough. You'll like with his footwork, and he has playmakers on the outside that's definitely going to make him look good.
They have run the ball more in the postseason. Their head coach, Hector Clavijo, told us that, hey, running the ball is really where it's at for them right now. It's worked, so why don't we keep doing it? But you see them coming out in the spread to begin this Class 2A state championship game, and the ball is intercepted by T.J. Ward, and he is off to the end zone. How about that to start off this 2A title tilt?
Well. If you want some pop, the 2A game usually gives it to you, and this is how we started off. First play of the game, overthrow by your quarterback, gets a little tip here by the wide receiver, and very opportunistic in right place, right time. TJ high steps into the end zone, and that's 6 on the board for the red team.
What a start. The defending state champs taking an uppercut to the jaw from TJ Ward. Great season he's had. You see he's in pass coverage a lot as a linebacker, and that's his first interception of the season. to put his team on the board.
Man, and I was just complimenting Vidal on the way he throws the ball. That one kind of got away from him on the short screen pass. Wide receiver tried to bring it down, but Johnny on the spot. TJ Ward right there with 6 points on the board himself. This defense is going to have to do that. We're going to need a lot more of those plays where they're just in the right place at the right time to beat Champagnat.
Inconsistent quarterback play has plagued Champagnat this year, and just like that, it's 7-0 as Nick Molk adds the extra point. Eagles flying already.
If your defense can add points on the board, it just makes the offensive job a lot easier. And we can see that the way that ball came out of Vidal's hand, he wasn't comfortable. There was a quick read, quick screen, actually no read, it was just a quick screen, tried to get the ball out, and then TJ Ward aggressively pursues the receiver and gets the tip pass.
Off the hands of Malik Rutherford, the explosive sophomore. Looked like had he caught the ball, might have had some room to work with, but instead it's 7-0 Eagles.
And young defensive backs at home say this each time we get on camera, is most interceptions come from overthrows and tip passes. There goes an example of one. You got the tip pass, which wasn't by a defensive player, it was by his own offensive player, and then TJ Ward, right place, right time.
It's the third straight year that this Champagnat team has played in the state final at 10 a.m. If they weren't woken up already, they are now, and that kick sails out of bounds. That will give the Lions good field position to start drive number 2.
I wonder what the record books say about in the state championship where a team has points on the board but no offensive yardage.
Interesting. No, we'll have to dig deep in that. You have a
illegal procedure on the kicking team. Re-kick.
That's referee Teddy Brown. The Broward Football Officials Association will call this game today.
Now, how does Champagnat respond after that? You know, the coaches had to get their guys on the sideline and say, hey, we got to get going now. We're down. We're behind the sticks at this point in time, and that was on us. We got to get going here.
Hector Clavijo, first-year head coach for the Lions, was an assistant the last couple of years. Not only is he a coach, he also is an agent for coaches, both in college football and in the NFL. Can't really name all of his clients, but one of them is James Rowe, an assistant DB coach for the Redskins. And a big return this time as he has upended inside North Florida Christian territory. Big hit there by D'Angelo Mitchell.
There's one that we talked about in the opening. D'Angelo Mitchell is going to have to be active, both sides of the ball. Now, we wanted to see how they were going to respond. A great return here, good blocking. Picks up the block, 2 of them. You see him pushing him out of bounds there. And then D'Angelo Mitchell got to get a guy on the ground, give him a little something, a little MMA.
Champagnat, like get him into the octagon.
Hey, you just got to get him down any way possible.
Still a really good return by Nico Goss, who's come in and been exceptional his senior year here. That's Kelvin Montgomery, who's part of this Champagnat offense. Donovan Jones, their starter in the backfield, but Montgomery is back after missing some recent action. Jones has gone close to 600 yards in the last 4 games. And on the offensive line, Michael Cartwright, 17 offers, recent decommit from Indiana. People love what he can do at the next level, and a solid run there by Montgomery. Slaps the turf afterward, though. He thought he could have taken that the distance.
Yeah, here goes your answer back. Now you got a jab, you got a heavy hook on the kickoff return, you got a jab on the first play. Now you're starting to get those left hooks here. They're coming. Champagnat, a huge offensive line. They're averaging 282 pounds across the front. So they want to push around the undersized defensive line of North Florida Christian. You can see they're in a base 3-5 defense, all kind of defensive backs and just small up front. There goes the same screen we saw in the first play.
This time the result much better, although swarm tackling gets down Malik Rutherford on that play. Here's the defense for North Florida Christian. Steve Price says the next big recruit out of NFC will be DeAndre McCray, who you'll see in the secondary. But in the linebacking core, Quan Myrick and Jackson Giles, they're standouts, 2 captains who are seniors. And there is McCray. Watch out for him, a sophomore. Montgomery, the big boy, pushing the tacklers ahead for what looks to be a first down for the Lions.
Yeah, North Florida Christian, extremely undersized, the defensive front. They're going 200, 210, and 235 up front versus the Champagnat offense line, like I said before, is going 282 across the board. So if Champagnat really wants to push the issue of running the football, they can. They have the bodies up front to do so.
Montgomery has offers from UAB, Bowling Green, FIU, and FAU. 5'10", 190-pound junior. Looks a little bigger than that from up here.
He does. He looks stacked, doesn't he?
They will mark him short, so they go big on 3rd down and 1. Wildcat look, and the first down picked up by Duke Jones, the senior captain, who's playing in his 3rd straight state championship game.
What a career for him. 3 state championship games.
That was a run by number 1, Duke Jones.
I didn't play in any.
You came close, though.
I did. The team who knocked us out will be playing tonight in the 7A state title game, and that was Lakeland. To this day, I still kind of have this thing about Lakeland. I'm not a big fan of the orange and black.
Tough challenge for them against Aquinas. Tough challenge for this North Florida Christian defense to try to slow down the running attack here of Champagnat. That's the first look at Donovan Jones, who's over 1,000 yards this season. And we said it earlier, Kelvin Montgomery back in the mix. Now they have a 2-headed monster at running back.
Absolutely. And they have more guys that can carry the load. They can rest their key guys. This drive, Rishi, started on their side of the 50-yard line. So they had positive yards, positive field position coming in here. And now, right now, you said North Florida Christian defensive front, hands on hips, starting to wear down early in this ball game.
Heck of a tackle there by Jackson Giles, though, the junior captain. He's also the team center, and one of their leaders, he actually broke his right hand earlier this year, and 2 games later he was snapping left-handed. That's the kind of toughness this guy has.
Just get it done. Find a way to get it done, adapt to the situation, still playing football.
Well, on the shift, movement from the defensive line. Let's see which way this one goes.
Dead ball, encroachment, defense. 3rd down.
The shift there, seeming to confuse the Eagles. They jump, will make it a much more convertible 3rd down here.
Right now, we're in this is the 7th play of this drive that started at the 11:42 mark. We're at the 8:24, so they're winning the 2 objectives of progressing down the field, and they're also killing clock. Last one, obviously, is to get points on the board.
Duke Jones takes it inside the 5 for a first down.
Move the chains, wear down the defense. You can see clearly what the game plan is for Champagnat. They know that they have an overpowering weight advantage over North Florida Christian, and all they're doing is imposing their will on the team in red and black. Run, 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 run.
This time it's Rutherford taking the snap, leaps over a defender close to the goal line, but not in.
Almost his entire drive has been Champagnat on the ground. This series alone, and obviously this is the 2nd series, we're not even going to count the first one, so their first real offensive series has been 7 runs. 1 pass this possession versus 7 runs on the ground. So it's clear to see what they're trying to do.
Vidal back in at quarterback. Haven't seen a lot of him on this drive. Sneaks it here, and he's in for a touchdown.
The simplicity of the game plan makes it easy for them. Don't outthink yourself. Offensive coordinators, because they have a lot of knowledge, they always try to do something fancy and something cute. No, do what works. Do this until they stop it. We're going to line our big guys against your small guys, and let's see if you can punch me back in the mouth. Right now, haymakers thrown by Champagnat on the first possession. Second possession.
It felt like the first possession because the first one was so short.
Absolutely.
And we have a flag before the snap here.
Dead ball. False start. Offense.
So they'll make the extra point try a little longer for Leonardo Zuazo. Sophomore kicker, has been reliable this year.
You don't know how valuable a kicker is until you don't have one.
Well, he was reliable there.
Absolutely.
Let's look at the touchdown again.
10-play drive, 42 yards, took up 4 minutes and 20 seconds, ended with a touchdown at the extra point. We got 7 for Champagnat. Just a fantastic job of the offensive line, the big boys up front. Cartwright and Figueroa and Evans and the crew pushing around North Florida Christian. They want to run the football. They want to impose the will. They had a really good drive there to put up 7 to answer back from the miscue in the first drive.
Well, in this game, we have the old guard against the new guard, per se. North Florida Christian, 7-time state champion, but Champagnat trying to get its 3rd and 2nd consecutive after being here the last 3 years.
A lot of people don't know about, they don't pay attention to small school ball, but North Florida Christian's been around for a long time. The numbers right there indicated. Champagnat, yes, the new kids on the block have had some really good talent the last 3 years, have been back here over and over again, and they've been on the big stage. They know how it is to play here. So does North Florida Christian.
Coach Clavijo does have the defending champs, but only 8 players are back from the team last year. A number of transfers to other schools. They lost 14 seniors. So, yes, they have some experience, and you saw it from guys like Duke Jones on that opening drive, but really a new experience for a lot of these players.
Absolutely, and they had to replace a lot last year. It's going to be one of those things, especially when you have a small team, you're always going to have a large crop of kids that's going to be moving out, and you have to bring in another crop. This is how small school ball is. You don't have many bodies to choose from to be playing ball for you.
Von Hayes had a huge kickoff return last week. Let's see what he can do here. Cutting through the defense. Past midfield to the 42, and Von Hayes with the huge kickoff return. And that'll set up, believe it or not, the first possession for North Florida Christian.
And that's what Von Hayes does coming into this game. He was averaging 70 all-purpose yards per game. And when I say all-purpose, we're knocking on all categories: interception return, kickoff return, punt returns, receiving yards, and rushing yards. They're going to get this kid the ball any way, any fashion, because he's one of their playmakers. He's one of their biggest playmakers.
Had an 80-yard kickoff return for a touchdown against Victory Christian last week. 7-11 left in the first quarter. Finally, the Eagles are on offense. They'll run it with Jonathan Rayleigh on first down. Actually, that's Dion Cosby. J.D. Jerry, their senior quarterback, had to miss some time this year with an injury, and he missed all of last year after Tommy John surgery, but he's been steady and reliable when he has been on the field.
Yeah, 111 QBR, which means he throws touchdowns. He does not throw very many interceptions. He takes care of the ball, and in key situations, he usually makes the right decision.
His decision here to hand off to Cosby, not much going for him, gain of 1.
You'll be surprised when this kid takes off and runs a little bit, because he doesn't look like he's going to blow past you. He has got that kind of deceptive speed, but when he takes off, he's going to pick up 30, 40 yards.
Duke Jones on the tackle there. He's off to a good start, both offensively and defensively, and that will set up the first 3rd down of the game for North Florida Christian.
Champagnat, 6'2" defensive backs, 3 out of their 4. So they believe in their coverage.
Jerry has a man wide open, but he can't make the catch on the sideline.
May have been a coverage bust there because he was wide open by himself. Champagnat looked like they were lining up in some type of zone, and somebody was playing man, and you had a hole in the defense. Jerry saw his guy. Probably could have set his feet and let that ball go and been a little more accurate.
Decision time here on 4th down for North Florida Christian.
Water break. Official timeout. Water break.
Steve Price's North Florida Christian School Eagles trying to hold on here in the first quarter. From Tallahassee, Casey Weldon, who finished 2nd in the Heisman Trophy voting 1 year. Also coached for a couple of years, got him close to making it back here, but they didn't. he's one of their notable alumni. Certainly a school with a lot of history.
Absolutely. Casey Weldon's a dude, man. His son played at Jefferson and signed with Miami. Casey could play, boy. Florida State quietly has some of the best college quarterbacks. I don't want to say ever, but at least in the state of Florida, they've had an awesome crop of dudes behind center. Casey's one of them. Two Heisman trophies, right, for the Noles at quarterback?
So we had Ward and Winston. I don't know if anyone else. I think you're right. They're going to line up as if they're going for it, but Jerry is also a talented kicker, so he will try to pin him deep. A little too long with his leg here, though.
His huddle film, he has a separate huddle film with just his kicks and punts. So he's a well-versed athlete.
Well, his head coach, Steve Price, in his third season there, after spending 4 years as a defensive coordinator, won a couple of state championships in Georgia, and it's kind of cool little story. He had an emotional moment, FaceTime call with his daughter after their win last week over Victory Christian, and she's actually watching us live now from Georgia. She's about to take a final in college, the Old Testament Bible class, tough one as always, but she's going to try to watch beforehand. Her name is Alicia, and then she's going to try to watch the end of the game, so hopefully it'll still be going well for the Eagles at that point.
Good luck, Alicia, with that test. Never the best time taking those midterm exams.
Rutherford had nowhere to go as they start possession number 3.
Spread offense for Champagnat. They're going to go empty set. Anytime you get into an empty set, you really only have 2 plays unless you get some type of motion. It's either going to be quarterback draw or the ball's going to come out hot because they are empty. You lack protection. You only got 5. Defense probably going to bring 6 to try and outnumber you. So you really got 2 plays. So defense was alert for that, and that's why they made that tackle for little gain.
Second and 8 for the Lions, who keep the spread look. Fumbling the ball on the RPO on the option play, and they are fortunate to recover.
That was disastrous from the start. You can see the mesh. The mesh for fans at home is the point where the quarterback's either going to pull the ball from the running back or he's going to give the ball. That's what we call the mesh. The mesh point was never clean between the running back and the quarterback. You'll see it right here coming up on a replay. As his eyes were downfield looking whether or not he was going to pull it, he was very indecisive. Running back didn't know if he was given to him or he was going to pull it. That's why it busted out there.
Heck of a play by Rutherford to land on the ball, but now 3rd and 11, and they will run the football, and Montgomery well short of a first down. So the Eagles defense holds this time along, off to a good start with an INT for a touchdown, and now a 3-and-out.
Yeah, and right, see, so you're at home, you're like, okay, they scored on the first possession. How come they're not doing the very same stuff that they scored on their first possession or their second possession? Well, because their plays are still scripted. They have a number of plays. They want to see how North Florida Christian's going to defend them or stop them. So they still have to do it because they're going to have to go deep into their playbook here in the state championship game. So that's why they went empty. They went 4-3 by 1. They went with the RBO with the read. So that's why they're doing different stuff early in the ball game to see what they want to come back to.
Nick Molk will punt it away. And got a heck of a bounce on that. Probably picked up at least 20 yards.
So you hear the sidelines yelling, Peter, Peter, Peter. That means if you're on the receiving team, get away from the ball.
Here's the offense for North Florida Christian. DeAndre McCray, the guy who Price thinks is going to be the next big-time recruit. 96-yard interception return for a touchdown 2 weeks ago. He's also a heck of an offensive player. And on the line, there's good old Jackson Giles. We've seen him involved already. The man who can snap with both hands. That takes some talent.
Yeah, takes a lot of practice, too. You're forced to do something, you'll figure it out.
Pretty good drive for the Eagles, stalled in Lions territory last drive, and that ball off the hands of the defensive back there.
That looked like maybe Cedric Ursi, 6'2", defensive backs all back here in the backfield. You got to be pinpoint accuracy against these dudes. If not, they're going to take that away from you. Cover 2 look, Defensive back just kept getting a little bit of depth and stepped right into that passing lane. But the good thing for that is North Florida with Jerry had a lot, J.D. Jerry had a lot of time to get that ball out. Good protection by that offensive line.
This time they open a big hole for their running back, Jonathan Rayleigh, and he gets a great block from a receiver and punishes at the end of the run inside Lions territory.
Uh-oh. Rayleigh the junior, he also plays Mike Backer, 5'10", 210 pounds, inside handoff coming up here, a big gaping hole. I'm not gonna run around you. Now forget that. Here, take a little bit of this. Take a little bit of that. Lowers the shoulder, gonna deliver the hit instead of take one.
It was Nico Goss on the receiving end of that hit. He's the guy who got flipped on that kickoff return so far, or early on, I should say. Some laundry on the field.
Dead ball. False start. Offense. Replay first down.
Referee Teddy Brown laying it down.
Teddy Brown laying it down. What can Brown do for you?
He can penalize you 5 yards if you're the North Florida Christian Eagles.
Now, I'm doing what I do. I'm looking at how the Champagnat is playing North Florida Christian. Until this play, well, let me go back. It looks like they've been all exclusively cover 2. 2 high shell, cover 2, flat looks on the outside. What that means is that inside running should be advantageous for North Florida Christian because the numbers are on their side.
Instead, they go outside on the option. Cosby got a couple. Here is a look at the 3-4 Champagnat defense, or should I say 4-3 Champagnat defense. Brian Rainstrom, 2 big fumble recoveries in the win last week, including 1 for a touchdown. Ended up being critical. Their linebackers outstanding. Donald Georges, a 3-year starter, 2 great previous state title games from him. And Nico Goss blocked the big kick last week. An excellent safety who we've heard from already. Jerry, with all kinds of trouble trying to get rid of it. And then looks like he got the pass off before he ran out of bounds.
Okay. The kid had 111, we got flags on the play. I'm trying to talk until we get what's going to happen. The kid had 111 QBR, right? 2 good decisions on that play alone. Let's see what Brown gives us.
Illegal man downfield.
All right. They set up the screen. Wasn't there. He tucked it, pulled out the other direction. Tried to get his guy downfield. Did you see him fake the go route and just throw it out of bounds? 2 good decisions. I'm not going to throw it. I'm not going to give it a turnover. Either one had 2 opportunities.
There's a man downfield. Offense. Second down.
Had 2 opportunities to turn the ball over and did not. Good job by that quarterback.
Heady young man. 4-1 are the Eagles since his return, but have to give a shout out to backup Drew Farreau as a freshman. Led them to a 3-1 record while Jerry was out, which is a big reason why they're standing here today. Great hit in the middle of that defense by Brian Rainstrom, the hero last week.
Shot that gap. Brian Rainstrom coming from the inside spot. Puts the shoulder on that thigh pad. Tackle for a loss. Good linebacking core. Those boys average about 215 pounds.
Well, the odds are good that Champagnat's going to be bringing it here. First, 3rd and long that we've seen from the Eagles today.
And they got a lot of speed. I was looking at their roster, watching some of their huddle film, and they basically have defensive backs at the defensive ends. Rainstrom and Spates are 6'1" and 200 pounds. Nice ball.
Ball comes out. They're going to say incomplete pass, did not have possession before he had it. But you're right, great throw by Jerry. He was looking for his big play guy, DeAndre McCray.
Quarterback lays this one in there. Watch JD throw this one right on target. He knows exactly what he wants. Leads the receiver, but just a better play. Just a better play right there by Nico. What I was saying about the defensive ends for Champagnat is that DeAndre Spates, 6'1", 185 pounds. Brian Rangstrom, 6'1", 220 pounds. That's the average size of those defensive backs back there. So they got a lot of speed and some length at defensive end.
Well, Molk got the great bounce the first time, not this go-round. Great field position to start for the Lions, who hail out of Hialeah. Miami has taken Orlando once again. The Dade and Broward counties, 6 teams playing for state championships, including Hialeah's Champagnat Catholic.
South Florida is king in the state. They always bring a number of teams. You add in Palm Beach County and Broward County, and then obviously Dade. A lot of good football teams, a lot of good football players come from the South.
It's crazy. Every time that Champagnat's been in the postseason, they've made it to the state title game, trying to make it state championship number 3. Donovan Jones carrying strong for a first down.
Coming back downhill, Donovan Jones. 5'9", 180-pound sophomore. Champagnat back, ball on the ground, running the football, trying to dominate the inside. If they can dominate the inside, it's going to open up the outside game for them. They'll come back, expect them to come back to the screens to see if they can open something else on the perimeter with their wide receivers one-on-one with North Florida Christian defensive backs.
Jones gets 2 there, and hey, we saw what happened when they tried to throw it, right? First play of the game, INT TD. I think they've only thrown 1 pass since then.
They absolutely have only thrown 1 pass since then, but they're not going to shy away from it. The only thing they would do if they're not going to put the ball in the air, they'll put it on the ground because they're having success running the football, not because they don't want to put it in the air.
The middle of that Eagles defense, though, has toughened up since that one drive when Champagnat pretty much marched it down the field.
Yes.
Bringing up a 3rd and 6 here as we get to 30 seconds to play here in the first quarter of this 2A state championship game.
Both teams comfortable right now in this cover 2 look.
Great throw and a heck of a job to reach for that first down by Jonquay Lewis, the 4-star receiver with offers from everyone from Florida to Auburn to Michigan.
I think this is the first time we've called his name so far this game, but he'll get active here. They'll start getting him the ball. He's their guy. He's their playmaker. I saw some film against him with him versus Venice, and he's got some nifty moves. He's got some juice now. Number 4 can go.
That's going to do it for the first quarter here at Camping World Stadium. North Florida Christian holding on to a 7-6 lead as these 2 former champs feeling each other out so far. We'll be back with the second quarter right after this. North Florida Christian back here for the first time in 7 years with a 7-6 lead over Champagnat in this Class 2A state championship game. Rishi Barron and Preston Jackson as the Lions are on the move.
Champagnat is dominated on the ground in the first quarter. See, I expect them to continue that in the second quarter. You see them put the formation into the boundary, inside handoff.
Donovan Jones inside the 30-yard line.
Donovan Jones, a nifty little athlete, and I like how they rotate their backs between him and Montgomery. Neither one of them gets gas. They get about 4 reps, and they rotate in and out, or it could be a personnel thing also, but they have good rotation between those 2 backs.
Montgomery back in. He's the punishing back who squats more than 500 pounds and benches 350.
This could be a pass right here. Psych.
You set that up well. That defense has been coming to play lately, boy. Elisha Partner.
If anything, they're making Champagnat work for their points, okay? They're making them work for their points. Big number 56 right there, which is that Elijah Partner?
That's right.
Elijah Partner dominating on the inside, just blew past the offensive guard who was supposed to cut him off. He and the rest of that defensive line has played well, even though they are definitely outmanned up front by Champagnat.
They keep it tight, go Wildcat, and the defense holds on 3rd down. Duke Jones again. Brings up 4th and about 4.
Jackson Giles cleaning up some things, getting over trash. Defensive line got a little bit of push up front. Jackson Giles comes from the weak side linebacker spots and clean that up. Second time they've got him on the shift. Mental mistakes.
Dead ball. Encroachment. Defense. First down.
Just giving them a first down there. They didn't even have to earn it.
Not at all. Defensive line are taught to get their eyes, be looking at the peripheral vision at that ball. Not on first down. Hand in the ground, but offensive line, then you go on movement. But if the offensive line's hand's not in the ground, then you can't go off of that because then they're going to get you to jump off sides. Encroachment.
Jones back in and back on the ground. That's the man who gave us our first points of the day, T.J. Ward on the tackle.
T.J. Ward, active, extremely active. Guys a little bit of everywhere. Backside pursuit. Champagnat already in their 8th play of this drive. They're 37 yards in on this drive, but they're North Florida Christian making them work for every single yard.
Time of possession about 11 minutes to 3 so far in favor of the Lions. Flag comes out at the end of the play after a solid pickup of about 5 yards. Looks like they're going to tack on some yardage.
We've seen Jones run the ball, Montgomery, Rutherford, Chris Vidal. Champagnat's letting a couple different guys put their hands on the rock.
Face mask. Defense. First down.
Champagnat has been on fire with this run game, won 5 of its last 6 games after going through a stretch earlier this year when the Lions lost 4 of 5 in September and October. Duke Jones getting plenty of carries, flipped down at the 7-yard line.
Trying to overload with the weight. As you can see, what they're doing is when they balance it up at the offensive line, they're going to get 6 across, okay? They got a tight end off to the right-hand side, but now they're going to take the up backs or your fullbacks, and either way they go, they're trying to outnumber North Florida Christian to that strength. So here they come to our left side. Duke again.
Jackson Giles making sure he can't get inside the 5, though. What have you thought about the way that North Florida Christian has adjusted to the running attack they're seeing?
Well, I think even on the first drive that they were okay positionally and what they were trying to do schematically, they were fine. The issue becomes is that they just don't have the bodies to stop what Champagnat's able to do. So their only adjustment that they could make at this point, they're slanting, they're pinching, they're doing everything they can. They've got guys in gaps. They got 6-7 guys up front. They got a bunch of dudes in.
Jones got it a little bit closer. Can they do it one more time here on 4th and goal? Don't need much. And we're going to have a timeout. This one called by Champagnat.
Donovan Jones and then Duke Jones in the backfield. They gave you 2 run options for Champagnat. So North Florida Christian has to think about being gap sound. Then they got to think about being responsible on the outside for contain because they can hurt you with 2 different guys back there. Right now we've just seen straight quarterback or straight direct snaps to Jones, either Jones, and they're just running downhill. But they have a real good opportunity right now to give and just pull the defense on play action real easy.
I was just going to ask you that. Is this the time to mix it up? Or do you just keep doing what you're doing? Because, yeah, it's taking them in small chunks down the field, but really they only need 2 or 3 more yards to punch it in.
It's 4th and goal with the ball on the on the 2.2 yard line, okay? I think I would use my speed and try and get outside of North Florida Christian. Just use my up backs, get outside, pin down the outside backer, kick out the cornerback who's going to be tight to the line of scrimmage, and I think he walks in untouched. Let's see what they do, though. They think they can run it down their throat. I don't blame them for it, but the easy way around this is just to get the ball outside on the perimeter.
Duke Jones has not thrown a pass in this game. He hasn't thrown many all years. We'll see where they go on 4th and goal. And that's going to change things.
Now,
Dead ball. False start. Offense.
The usually reliable Donald Georges fell out of his stance there.
Now, I get it, and he should be upset at Jones, but in that situation, we need to snap the ball and go. The quarterback's holding the cadence way too long. Everybody's uncomfortable. Just snap the ball and go. We know we want to run. If they jump offside, just have to go to the goal line. Have to get to the goal line. It's not going to do much.
Leonardo Uso?
Look, that's a win.
I should say, and he has had a rough day so far. Missed extra point and missed field goal for the sophomore.
Little things, mental mistakes. So now the offsides penalty brings the field goal kicking team on. They missed the field goal. That's a win for North Florida Christian, obviously. A 12-play drive down the drain for Champagnat.
Steve Price coming to a program that knows a thing or two about winning state championships. 7, count them, for North Florida Christian in pursuit of Bowles, St. Thomas Aquinas, University Christian, and Gladesday tied up with them. They won state championships in 1996, 98 through 2001, and 2008 under Tim Coakley before winning it again in 2011 under Robert Kraft. This is the first time they've been back in this game since that last one.
That's elite company that he's in. Elite company. You look at the names, the team names on there, and you know every single one of them, how good those programs are.
Lance Neal making the stop on the run by Cosby.
Love that defensive front by Champagnat. There's some big boys. You're looking on the screen right now at number 52 and Caleb Evans and Shoot and LaCour and Ringstrom. Those guys are big dudes, man.
This North Florida Christian team wants to put its own stamp on the history of this program. A lot of these kids growing up saw the championships won. This is their first time here, and not easy to gain much yardage so far on Champagnat. Another play by Neal.
What defensive coordinators like about having the odd fronts and able to move your front and even bring down into an even front is because offensive lines can get confused on their blocking angle and the steps they need to take and who they should block against what protection. So as Champagnat just moved their defensive front, it looked like the offensive line was confused on the path they were supposed to take to get to their block.
3rd and 5, Jerry will throw off the hands of DeAndre McCray, and it was well defended anyway. Lucky that that ball didn't bounce up in the air because that could have been a pick 6 the other way.
Yeah, absolutely, man. It was well defended.
McCray is their playmaker, but haven't gotten the ball in his hands much early on with 6:18 left to go here in the second quarter of the 2A state championship game.
They struggled to execute their game plan. I like the game plan. It's well balanced with the run and the pass. They just can't put the ball in the right spot to get the ball to their playmakers. The special teams is going to be huge for North Florida Christian because they need to change the field position. So Montgomery and those dudes, they need easier opportunities to make plays against Champagnat.
Jerry's punt directionally very solid, and it'll pick up some extra yards on the bounce. So what could have been, as you said, a really tough field position, North Florida Christian a little breathing room thanks to J.D. Jerry.
Absolutely. Now, I thought that punt was going to be dead in the water. I said, oh, Lord, that's a 25-yard punt. Kept going a little bit, stayed in bounds, and then bounced 10 more yards. So what will Champagnat do here? Do they come back out and just keep mashing it, going that overload set, or do they spread it back out?
We'll
Official
find out
timeout.
after
Water
this
break.
water break. Familiar stage here for Champagnat. Man, they have done some work here, Preston. Since 2013, there was that 3-7 season, and what was interesting that Coach Clavijo told me was that all three of these state finalists that they've had the last 3 seasons have all been different types of teams. In 2016, they didn't really believe in themselves, had a lot of transfers after that 3-7 season. All of a sudden, they're 8-0. They're like, maybe we can win this. Well, they ran into University Christian, couldn't do it. Last year, they felt good, had a lot of veteran leadership, got revenge on UC. And this year, kind of compared this year more to that first season where, hey, they started really slowly this year, but now a new group of guys with a chance to take it home.
Every team's different depending on your personnel and your leadership. And as coaches, you figure out who's your guys and who you can lean on and what you can get out of your kids, and you adjust your style and your scheme to the personnel that you have. Manage the kids that you have, share the wealth, know what you get out of your leaders, and good things can happen.
Malik Rutherford taking the snap here to start this drive. We've seen 3 different players behind center for the Lions. Most of it run-oriented. And did he get that football? Nope, he makes the tackle. I thought he might have taken the snap right from him, but a big hit there. Donovan Jones taken down by Raymond Jackson.
Ooh, Raymond Jackson. Ooh. You want to talk about a good form tackle, put the face mask between the pads, read the play, get upfield, no guessing, slapped it right in the mouth. Big time hit by Ray Jackson.
Jackson, one of 6 linebackers that they rotate in, and they're all good. Defense has been the calling card for the Eagles, especially when they needed it when J.D. Jerry was out. Big plays all over. We've already seen 1 interception for a touchdown. And Jonquay Lewis, 2nd reception, but nowhere to go.
That's his patented move. When he gets the momentum going on the inside, he's going to stop on a dime and try and spin back out to the outside. This time the defense, good discipline, took away the gaps, slowed him down, and here comes the troop. Just hold on, let the boys get there, let the cavalry get there, we'll get him on the ground.
You were watching some film of him before the game. What did you see?
I saw a lot of speed. I saw crazy athleticism. I think what he's going to be is a slot receiver in the next level. He won't be a sideline guy because he doesn't have the height. He has the speed, but I think he's better in space because he can create. They're going to come back to that screen, and he's going to bust one of those later in the game.
The Lions have been waiting for that big play all day, 3rd down and flag before it happens.
Should get a delay of game. Flag came from the backside.
Dead ball. Delay game. Offense. 3rd down.
Now the players are coming in from the sideline, so there's either some type of a communication error between the coach and the player because he's not calling on time, or the coach is not giving the play on time. So this is a check with me. They want to see how the defense is going to align, and then they'll call the play from there.
Interesting formation here on 3rd and 12.
Diamond set, empty backfield. You got only 2 plays. Quick
Looks
pass.
like a double pass, but he's actually going to take it, but well defended, nowhere for Donovan Jones to go.
Well defended, Rishi, underline that. Again, empty set, quick pass, or quarterback run. He gets it out quick here. Defense rallied. Everybody was covered on the back end. Good tackle there.
Good old Von Hayes.
Von Hayes is going to make the tackle and then drop back in and return this punt.
Not the former Philly great, the current North Florida Christian great, and a big stop again for North Florida Christian's defense. Finally, they may win the field position battle here. Almost blocked, but the Eagles will start inside of Lions territory.
As you were talking, I wanted to say I think they can get a handle on this football. And there you go.
Pretty close to doing it.
Yeah, the punter's only about 12 yards deep behind the center. He's not far at all, okay? And then the protection has not been great. And it almost got blocked there.
I asked Steve Price earlier this week where he thought his team may have an advantage in this game. He said special teams.
Yes.
That's where he felt that the Eagles were stronger than the Lions, and that has been the difference in the game so far. The missed extra point, the missed field goal, and now the field position game with the punts.
You make a good point, man. And you get to this stage where you should be matching up against best on best, in theory, where you can get an advantage on special teams.
What will they do with it, though? That's the question. Jerry keeps, and after getting swung to the side, a pretty good gain to the 38.
And that's okay, because that's your quarterback. It's not a personnel change. So the defense has to respect everything that the game plan has with him behind center. And he can run. Before, they're aligning other receivers up and running backs up and direct snapping and letting them run across the line of scrimmage. Now they put the quarterback back there.
Jerry's father, Steve, played at the University of North Carolina. He is now their quarterback's coach. Was on the staff at FAMU, but after he lost that job, decided that being at the high school level was what he wanted, and he's been a huge addition.
How do you like the new coaching change with Mac Brown now at
Interesting, right?
UNC, huh?
Bringing back Greg Robinson
Man.
from former Syracuse head coach.
You think he can do something at UNC?
Well, he did something at UNC when he was there before, but that was a long time ago. So when the defenses that Mac Brown had there when he was the coach, with Dre Bly and Greg Ellis and as Ebenezer, I can't say his name, Ekuban.
Okay. Hey, I wouldn't have said it.
I don't know. Has the game passed him by? I don't know, but we'll see. Definitely need to do something.
Rishi Barron knows his college football. You guys at home want to sit with Rishi and talk some college ball. He knows his college ball.
Well, J.D. Jerry knows how to run on this drive. Pounds it to the 25.
He runs well enough. Remember, he has deceptive speed. I stated that when we first opened up and started talking about his abilities as a quarterback. One of them is being able to run the football. He's a tough runner. He's not scared of the contact, and he can get you those yards.
Short field on this drive for the Eagles, but also potentially their best drive. They need some points, though. They have the lead, but as we get to 2 minutes left in the first half, you know at some point the Lions are going to strike. What can North Florida Christian do going into the break?
I wouldn't be upset with North Florida Christian just won the battle. Ooh, sorry about that, fans at home. I had natural reaction. It's a good play. I wouldn't be mad if you see Duke right here, Duke Jones on a big hit. Just try and strip that ball out. I wouldn't be mad if North Florida Christian just killed this clock and got 3 points out of this, because obviously they killed the clock. They run it down. Don't give Champagnat another chance to score before the end of the half, and they also get points off the drive.
Duke Jones missed the entire regular season after being hurt in the Kickoff Classic. He's been a big part in them getting back here to this point. Huge play there. How will the defense respond? Great throw, threading the needle in there by Jerry as he finds Preston Reese. Flag, though, on the play. What a throw by J.D. Jerry, but by the reaction, looks like it's coming back.
Oh.
Ineligible receiver downfield.
We should get the replay. This was just a beautiful throw by J.D. Jerry. Preston Reese, guy with a great first name and a great jersey number, with an awesome catch. Good release, knows he wants to go to ball, puts it right where his guy can catch it. I'm not so sure there was an eligible receiver down the field. Maybe the refs got confused with somebody else. It's a pretty
Ineligible man downfield on offense.
Who?
5 yards. Replay second down.
I'm the coach. I'm asking for a jersey number. I need to know who is downfield.
So a huge change of events on that flag. Jerry finds his running back. Rayleigh breaks the tackle and gets it to the 15-yard line.
Man, nice grab by the big boy. Rayleigh reached down and got that one. It was right at his shoelaces. This was a screen all the way. Offensive line leaks out. Rayleigh right there. Down by his ankles. They got a chance to put this one in the end zone, Rishi, before end of the half.
What has Jerry shown you on the last two throws?
Man, nothing that surprised me because I thought he was pretty good coming in. So I would say just isolating each pass, I thought the one to Preston was extremely accurate. I thought that the screen pass probably could have came out a little sooner, and the reason it was low because he came out late and he had to get it out of his hands. But I think that he's well in control of his game. I like the control that he shows with the ball. I think he's pretty good, man. I like his running ability. I mean, more than anything else on film, I liked his running ability more than anything else. And I think that it's going to be key in the second half.
Certainly a leader, too. And here's what's at stake, Preston.
Okay.
Back-to-back state championships for Champagnat, for North Florida Christian, trying to get number 8 and get a little closer to that mark of bowls at 11.
3 state titles for Champagnat if they win this one. Man, if you could just get 1 state championship for a team, that's impressive, let alone 3. And they're a young program.
Huge third down here. 3rd and short for the Eagles. Jerry showing that running ability that you mentioned, and he has a first down.
J.D. Jerry, he'll end up with about 60 rushing yards at least at the end of this game. Three carries, 22 yards in the first half. Kid's tough, man. Pop's quarterback coach at UNC, and you know if you're a UNC guy, you gotta be pretty tough that way. UNC versus Maryland, you know, if UNC, you gotta be a tough guy versus Maryland. What you think?
Oh, Maryland all the way. Come on, man. You can ask me that question. Cosby breaks through, and he's in, but there is a flag.
Got some laundry. Still a good run, man. Woo.
Penalties killing the Eagles on this drive. The ineligible receiver downfield, hard for us to see. 7 penalties for 35 yards before this for North Florida Christian.
Holding on offense. 10 yards. Replay first down.
Let's see what we get. Oh, yeah, there you go. Right there, 58 for North Florida Christian, who would be Michael Polston. Hands on the backside of the defensive tackle's jersey. Ref's in good position. He's going to call it every time.
Jerry has a little trouble with the snap, but delivers a bolt. D'Angelo Mitchell to the 7.
Still got 2 timeouts.
We're down to 15 seconds left here in the first half. North Florida Christian trying to add to its lead.
Man, when I saw him throw this pass, I was like, no, don't throw that, okay? But got it right to his guy, Mr. Mitchell. Mr. Mitchell makes a move. He still got 2 timeouts, so you can run plays inside the hashes, and you can run plays and keep guys in bounds because you still have control of the clock.
Player down on the field. Injury for Champagnat. Hard to believe after what we've seen from some of these Eagles that not a single one of them has an offer yet. D'Angelo Mitchell, one of the players that Coach Price said he was shocked hadn't got that attention, but hopefully for them getting this attention from being in this game, that'll get a little more film for those recruiters.
Yeah, but D'Angelo, he's a 5'10 guy, 180 pounds. There are those type of kids in Florida, 5'10", 180 pounds, they're on every corner.
Yeah.
Every school's got them, all right? So you have to do something that's going to stand out. You compare that kid to Jelani on the other side. What's the difference? Size, speed, ability. And that's what college coaches are looking at. Not that he won't get anything later. He's just not going to get them now from Power 5 schools because they're going for guys like 6'2", 180 instead of 5'10", 180.
Well, that could be a critical injury there. Donald Georges, the senior senior captain, middle linebacker, 3-year starter, had 10 tackles in the 2016 title game, 9 tackles, 2 sacks, and a touchdown in last year's title game. We'll see if he returns. In the meantime, NFC knocking on the door. Jerry keeps. Jerry has room. Jerry has moves. Down to the 1, 1st and goal with 7 seconds to go in the first half.
You have the lead. Do you kick a field goal, Rishi, or do you go for this?
I think you got enough time to take a shot, at least one, right?
How much was it, 7 seconds on the clock? Yep, you definitely do. You got enough time to, if you're going to throw a pass, throw it, or you got a key running play that you know you're going to get it in there, but you got one play if it's on the ground. You got 2 plays if you throw the fade. It'll stop the clock, and then you get your field goal team ready.
And they've got a great kicker in Jerry, who has 4 carries for 29 yards. So if you go to him, you're probably going to get the 3 points, although obviously nothing is guaranteed. But gone to kicking camps and pretty good on the extra points, which is essentially what this is right here. It might be shorter than an extra point.
Well, I'm going to tell you this. You're going to go to Jerry regardless, whether it's with his foot kicking it, with his feet running it, or with his arm to throw it. He's going to have the control of this football.
No timeouts left now, so do you gamble
yes.
and go for the run, or do you just throw and give yourself a chance if you throw an incomplete pass?
I think this is going to be a run. I'm looking at the set of wide receivers. They got some width with their splits.
Well, we might have a little farther for them to try to go. Let's see. Champagnat may have 12 men on the field. We are counting 12. Now, fortunately for them, that won't cost them a lot of yardage. However, it does inch it closer to that goal line.
I'm about 65-35 that this is going to be an inside handoff to Jonathan Riley or a quarterback lead with J.D. Jerry. I'm just looking at the splits of the
you
wide
only
receivers.
can pick one, Preston. You can't have multiple options.
All right, hold on.
If you want to be Tony Romo.
All right, hold on.
Legal substitution.
All right.
Offense. Defense. Half the distance. First down.
All right, hold on. Let me see the set of my running back first. Let me see what I got. Hold on. Give me a second.
All right, well, you're running out of time. I got to call this play.
All right, offense. Quarterback draw.
There it is, and there he goes. Diving into the end zone. Touchdown, Eagles, and Preston gets some bonus points up here in the booth.
You got to go to number 5. He's brought you down. He's got a little juice now, feels a little confident, and you got your big boy Riley on the side, who's going to be your extra lead blocker. Keep the ball in the quarterback's hands. He's the most trustworthy with the ball in his hands. And if you're going to take a gamble, it has to be with your best player on this drive. And their best player on this drive was J.D. Jerry.
Speaking of J.D. Jerry, boots it through for a 14-6 lead with 3 seconds left in the first half.
All right. Quarterback lead, pretty simple right here. You're going to see Big Riley take out number 40, and J.D. Jerry, all he has to do is find the seam, run behind his shoulder pads,
push that button early, didn't he?
secure the bag, the football, and get across the goal line. Easy play call, didn't take much thought. Keep it simple, Captain.
That was certainly J.D. Jerry's drive, and this is all you have to know about how tough he is. As I mentioned earlier, had Tommy John surgery, missed all of last year. Got hurt while playing baseball. He was swinging right-handed. What did he do? He switched around and hit left-handed and got a hit.
No, he didn't.
Yes, he did.
Jeez Louise.
That's how tough he is, and he has come back after all that, after getting hurt in the second game this season and missing several games, and now he's put his team up 14-6 against the defending state champs.
I can't even use a fork with my left hand. I can't use chopsticks at all with either hand. And him to go ahead and swing left-handed with the bat, that's pretty impressive.
Well, think about it. He did that, then his center hurt his right hand and used his left hand. Talk about adversity from this team. Your quarterback and your center both gotten it out, and somehow, some way, they made it to this point, and now they're in the lead in the 2A state final.
I need to look myself in the mirror now, Rishi. I'm just not sure how much my value is now.
At least you can predict plays, right?
I'll take that one.
Going for you.
I'll take that one.
That's going to bring us to the end of the first half as, well, we'll see. Face mask might extend it a little longer.
Definite face mask. Whole helmet came off.
Nico Goss on the return.
All right. Oh, yeah. And he tried to let off of him. But by that time it was too late. Raymond Jackson, he didn't mean it. But he definitely got him. They got to flag it. No, you hear the fans calling for Hail Mary. Don't do that. Just take a knee.
Well, they've thrown, what, 2 passes, I think? And one was intercepted.
Personal foul. Face mask. Red. 1 untimed down. First down.
Well, the best part about that for us is we got to hear Teddy Brown one more time.
Teddy
So
Brown.
There's always that.
Teddy Brown's been extremely active.
All right, so you say take a knee.
Yes, I say take a knee.
Well, they don't have Vidal in there, but Rutherford can throw it downfield, so we'll see how they handle this. Now Vidal is coming back in, although he's lined up at receiver. Now here he comes. Rutherford doing the best he can, close to midfield. And there it is, the end of the first half of play. North Florida Christian, in spite of a couple of penalties on that final drive of the first half, got in the end zone, and the Eagles searching for state final, or state championship number 8, 1 half away from making that happen. Let's take a break. We'll be back with more here on Spectrum Sports. Welcome back to Camping World Stadium. We're about ready for the start of the second half in this Class 2A state championship game. The North Florida Christian Eagles lead the Champagnat Catholic Lions 14-6 at the break. And here are some first half highlights for you. It started with the defense and TJ Ward with the pick 6.
Yeah, TJ Ward, Johnny on the spot, great play. Starts off the scoring frenzy for them, and nice play.
Christopher Vidal almost evening the score, cutting it to 1 with the touchdown run. They missed the extra point, but then it was J.D. Jerry capping a great dive with that touchdown run. And here are your first half stats. Champagnat Catholic had the time of possession for the most part early on, but got a little more even in the second half. But look at those penalties, Preston.
That's not very good. You got 9 penalties, 60 yards in the first half. Those are penalty totals for a team in a game, let alone a half.
The difference in this one, though, that one turnover, the interception for a touchdown, that was the first play of the game. What have you seen from that Eagles defense since then as well?
They've stiffened. They've tightened up, especially on the inside. They have not allowed the big play over their head by a far more athletic Champagnat team. North Florida Christian is playing well, and I think it's coming down to coaching right now, is that they're relying on their coaching and relying on their discipline, and that's why they're in the lead.
North Florida Christian had to wait 7 years to get back after winning its 7th state championship. Right now, 2 quarters away from finishing it off. Let's take a look at the game summary so far. See J.D. Jerry doing a little bit of everything, but Myrick in the middle of that defense, Quan Myrick, making his name known. What stood out to you in the first half, Preston?
Shoot, I'll tell you. I'm going to tell you right here off this graphic. I didn't know he had 10 tackles in the first half. Those are game totals for a kid. He's but he's like that. He's one of those players who's going to smell that ball and find it, fight over trash to get to where he needs to be. They're going to need another great half. They're going to North Florida Christian needs to give the ball to number 5 and J.D. Jerry and let him do his thing. Champagnat has to find a way to get the ball downfield. That's where they're struggling. They need to find a way to push the defensive secondary and get over the top.
See Hector Clavijo speaking with John Quay Lewis. He was pretty silent in the first half, 4-star recruit. How did they get him more involved?
Don't run away from the screen. They may need to get him involved in some jet sweeps. Hand him the football. If they can't get him the ball passing it, get the ball in his hands somehow. And I wouldn't put it past them putting him back deep on some punt returns and kickoff returns.
Well, both of these teams, no strangers to adversity, including Champagnat Catholic. They haven't had a home game since the first round of the playoffs last year. They played the whole season on the road. They trailed 21-0 to Gulliver Prep earlier this year, came back and won that game. That was their only win in that stretch when they lost 4-5. So if there's anyone who knows how to respond, it's the Lions.
Ding, ding, ding. They know how to fight an uphill battle. It's going to be expected here. They're not giving up. They're only a touchdown down, a one-score game right now. So they're not out of it by far. We know they can score. We know they have some distinctive advantages. So are they going to expose them again?
Now, one thing that they did was they went away from the pass almost completely in the first half.
They did.
Do you stick with the run the way they've been going to it, or do you try to get back to throwing the ball a little bit?
I think you got to be more balanced because North Florida Christian did a good job of slowing down that run. We saw the last 2 possessions, they were punting the football away. So I think that you have to have some more balance and put the ball in the air where you think you can have some success.
Well, again, this Champagnat Catholic team, the defending state champion, been here the last 3 years. They only have 6 players who are on that team 2 years ago that came and has been part of the run of all 3, and only 8 players back from last year. So we'll see how they respond, these new players in the limelight. In the meantime, North Florida Christian's getting the football first, and DeAndre McCray back to return.
All right. North Florida Christian, they want to go down this field and put together a nice 10-play drive and get some more points on the ball, extend this lead. Champagnat is going to fight to the end. They're a championship caliber program. Do not think that they're going to squander and just let this game go by.
Quarterback J.D. Jerry has gotten better as the game has gone on for the Eagles. His team will get the ball first. Short kick, handled and returned across the 50-yard line and still going. What a return by D'Angelo Mitchell to the 30.
Man, and you want to start off a half and give your offense great field position and a better place to score the football from. That's what you do right now, D'Angelo Mitchell. And if you want to kick away from somebody, kick away from number 1. He's going to hurt you. They sky kick the ball thinking they can get their coverage down the field and make a tackle, and it just bit him in the butt.
He has been making big plays all postseason, had a 109-yard touchdown return for a touchdown to start the game against FAMU.
J.D. Jerry behind center here.
Penalties have been what have killed the Eagles in this game. There you start with the run in Deion Cosby, who somehow kept going there.
Good run by Mr. Cosby. No jokes there. The big boy putting his shoulders down and straight inside handoff. Offensive line trying to get a push, nothing fancy. Picking up 8.5, 9 yards on the first play of the drive. Ball sitting at the 20-yard line right now. Just 2 plays into the half.
9
I'll
yards
take that all
there.
day.
Yeah, Mitchell had a 46-yard kickoff return to start this drive. The Eagles scored right before the half. They're rolling, and here comes Cosby. It's the Cosby show to start the second half.
Well, think they found something. Coaching staff huddled up at halftime. They said this is where we could have an advantage. Both of those plays are inside the tackles, inside the guards, A-gap plays. So they think that their offensive line, they're doubling down on those centers and take advantage of that that odd front by Champagnat.
Cosby inside the 10.
Okay, so Jackson Giles. Is that Jackson? That is Jackson Giles playing Mike Backer or Will Backer, and also the starting center. Folks at home, keep your eye on 51, the center. He has been manhandling the defensive tackle. Nobody over him right now, but he's done a tremendous job on the first 3 plays of this drive.
DeAndre McCray thrown down by Ursary.
Good defense there. Corner can't give up the sideline. Wide receiver try to get his hands inside to block for that short screen and let his wide out tiptoe behind him to the end zone.
Preston, great point you made about Jackson Giles.
Okay.
When you do the eye test and you look at the size and even the speed of the players on the field, looks like an advantage for Champagnat, but they've been holding their own up front.
Yeah, but you can't measure heart, and you can't measure effort. And right now, that's where the difference is for North Florida Christian. They're playing with more effort, more energy. The guys look like they wanted a little bit more. They didn't look like that in the first quarter, but I think once they got the momentum, it's a game of momentum now. Once the momentum started going, they started feeling they could win this ball game. Now they're playing like it.
Eagles want to talk it over with a huge 3rd down to start the half coming up here. We want to take a trip down memory lane. How about that? 4 years in a row. That's a state record for state championships. And Fort Meade, unfortunately, the whipping boy of that series of events. But you look back to the history of this program. Tim Coakley won 6 state championships. There were 4 right there. And trying to relive old memories and also start some new ones in this game today.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Absolutely.
North Florida Christian, when they took off on Thursday morning, they had a spirit line of the players walking through fans onto the bus. Left at 8:15 in the morning before coming here. A lot of tradition there, that whole town. A lot of people finding their way here to Camping World Stadium.
And that's good, man. You build your community. You have the football players involved and the school involved, and everybody kind of gets involved in what's going on. Then you can have some success.
They're 2 of 5 on third down, almost intercepted and almost caught at the same time there in the back of the end zone by Mitchell, so that'll bring up 4th down.
Super dangerous pass by J.D. Jerry, and he's been really good, but this is one that I know he would like to have back. You look like he had maybe double slants from the outside, and the backers dropped right in those passing windows, and it should have been picked off. D'Angelo Mitchell was waiting back there coming across in the field, and he almost had a chance to take that ricochet and score for North Florida Christian, but I know J.D. Jerry wants that ball back.
From 24 yards, J.D. Jerry to make it a 2-possession game. And not this time.
That's a win for the defense. Bend, but do not break. That's a win for the defense, even though North Florida Christian had a big kickoff return to start the half. A great couple plays to extend that drive. They came away with no points. Now Champagnat will take the ball over. They need to answer back. They get the ball to number 4, Jelani. Are they going to keep moving this ball with 6 and 15 behind center? I think they need to put the ball in the air to try and expose this defense.
Vidal in to start the second half. He does have their 1 touchdown run, but they've used a number of different players behind center in this game. Donovan Jones starts the second half for the Lions offense with a 2-yard gain.
Cosby with 21 yards on that last drive. He was the workhorse, the bell horse, bell cow. Bell horse, bell cow, same thing, right? You have a bell cow.
I don't know if they're the same thing, because a cow and a horse are different animals.
But if you put a bell on it, then if they're the workhorse.
Then it's a different animal with a bell on it.
But you can't be the work cow and the workhorse?
I don't know. Just watch the game. Second inning.
All right. Here you go, your empty set again. Ball's got to come out hot.
Excellent tackle made there by DeAndre McCray.
Donovan Jones been super active, either behind center or lined up in the slot. He's been rushing the ball well. They haven't been able to throw the ball well at all, but they're going to get the ball in his hands, try to spin up off of this one and make one guy miss and get some more yards, but nope. Defense had other plans.
There's McCray, who Coach Price called the next big-time prospect, just a sophomore. 49 tackles, starting both ways for this team. 3rd and 5, Champagnat needs to get something going on offense here. Dodged a bullet with that missed field goal, but.
Now, this is the second time we've seen this. Delay of game coming again.
Nope, he's going to pick it up.
Wave it, okay.
Called a timeout, I think.
All right, they got it right before the flag came out. But there's a communication miscue that's happening from the sideline. The play coming in from the sideline to whoever's taking the snap. It's taking way too long, or somebody's not understanding what's going on. This is the second time we've seen that.
How do you approach this now? Calling the timeout, you got time to talk it over. How do you approach this 3rd down?
I try and get the ball to, I think I want to get the ball to John Quay. He's sure-handed. See if I can throw the hitch out there. You're going to expect cover 2 from North Florida Christian. Somehow I got to expose that corner and just get a short pass to number 4 to John Quay Lewis and see if he can just get me the first down and keep the chains moving. They're going to have a hard time running the football here. John Quay just right now, he hasn't been extremely active. 2 catches for only 10 yards. But I think both of those catches were for first downs, if I remember correctly.
He's a big-time recruit, a 4-star junior, offers from Florida, Auburn, North Carolina, Michigan, Louisville, Michigan State. I could go on all day, but will he get the ball here for 3rd and 5, and the officials getting things lined up before we do so.
You could have maybe some type of count. When this set, I'm expecting either a counter play or some type of sprint out to the field side. You see the up backs. They have 2 front side blockers on the strong side. They're either going to move this pocket or they're going to come back at us down at our sideline.
They flip it to Ursery. Fights, but doesn't get there.
No, they don't. No, they do not. Sweep look. At some point, you just got to stick your foot in the ground now. Like he was doing like a little shuffle dance. It's like a little shuffle.
Shuffle, right?
And instead of sticking that foot and go. That's knowing the situation. All you need is 5 yards.
They line up to go for it. Here comes the Duke. Pushes the pile forward to move the sticks. Gutsy call.
Absolutely, it pays off. If you don't get it, your defense has got their back to the end zone at the 30-yard line, and they haven't been really successful this game, and at least in the second and third quarter, stopping North Florida Christian.
Well, if there's been one thing that's been reliable all day for Champagnat, it's been the play of Duke Jones.
Yes, sir. Number 1 there on your screen.
Missed the entire regular season after getting hurt in the Kickoff Classic and has been excellent in the playoff run. Vidal back in for first down. And there's a guy we haven't seen a lot of since his early strong start, Kelvin Montgomery.
They're rotating those backs in. Montgomery had an active first half. We also know what Donovan Jones was doing behind center. Vidal back in the game now. Champagnat had 5 different ball carriers in the first half. So they're spreading the wealth behind center. Still need to get number 4 going. If this ball game gets tight and they have to throw the ball to win the game, I'm not sure they're going to be able to do it.
That did not go as planned. Everyone was still lining up. The ball was snapped. Fortunately for the Lions, Kelvin Montgomery able to pick it up.
Offense is not real crisp out the halftime.
See if the flag was before the snap. Well, he's declining over on the sideline for North Florida Christian. It's against Champagnat, and they're going to take that play there.
Now, I want to say that part of this issue could be because of so many people they have receiving the call on offense. At least we know 5 different ball carriers, and at least 3 different people have taken direct snaps for Champagnat.
Here we go, Teddy. Champagnat 5 penalties for 20 yards. 3rd and long. Here comes the pass rush, and they get to him. Sack for Raymond Jackson.
Guess who? Raymond Jackson. Raymond Jackson makes up for that face mask penalty at the end of the half, but he's been great today. Comes from that backside, brings down the ball carrier. That was an NFL sack. You know, you can't really hit the quarterback in the mouth anymore in the league. You got to wrap him up and spin him down. That was an NFL sack by Raymond Jackson. He's got a great last name, right? Raymond Jackson.
You've got a great first name. Somebody else was Preston Reese, I believe.
This is a good roster.
That was the first sack we've seen all day. Both of these teams have been run heavy.
Watch the ball.
Snap over his head into the end zone. And it's picked up for a touchdown by DeAndre McCray. How about that?
Well, special teams, special teams, special teams. We've seen either great plays or errors in all 3 facets of special teams in this game. Right now, this segment is punt for Champagnat, okay? Kicker tries to kick it out of bounds just to get the safety, doesn't get it. North Florida Christian recovers in the end zone, and that's going to be 6. You got to get this starts with the snap in the hole, snap in the hole, snap in the hole. Bad snap over the head, kicker doesn't kick it out for the safety, and now that's 6 points for North Florida Christian.
That completes the hat trick for the Eagles today. 1 on defense, 1 on offense, 1 on special teams, and with the extra point by J.D. Jerry, it is now 21-6 Eagles.
Well, Champagnat came into this game looking for back-to-back state titles. Right now, that is in jeopardy. North Florida Christian has been dominant defensively after the first scoring drive by Champagnat. Now they're scoring on special teams. So, what can you say, my man?
Well, you can say that this team, as it has been all year, you mentioned the word earlier, heart. But also skill. You got to give them credit for everything that they're doing right on the team. Well coached, bunch of good kids. Steve Price got to meet a lot of alumni from the former great teams that the Eagles have had during this run, and some of them he'd never even met before. And the one thing that he really appreciated was not only did they care about the kids in terms of what they're doing on the field, but they also want these kids to be great young men. And it seems like he's got a bit of both right now.
Yeah, absolutely, man. When you're a coach, you wear 1,000 different hats. You go from being a taxi driver to a chef to being a mentor and a father figure to a lot of the kids. And you're not just raising football players, you know, you're raising kids to be great citizens in society. And when the community gets involved with it and everybody kind of has that village mentality, good things can happen.
Both turnovers in this game were touchdowns. So, kick return here, Nico Goss. He's had his moments. Flag comes out, though, and a heck of a return is probably going to move back.
Well, penalties have plagued Champagnat. They can't get anything going offensively. They shoot themselves in the foot on special teams because of flags. And now they're starting, instead of starting the ball at the 32, 33-yard line, they're going to back all the way up.
During the return, we have holding on White. First down, water break.
Big plays from the defense and special teams have been huge on this run for the Eagles. We mentioned the big kick return from Von Hayes last week. They also had that 109-yard interception return from D'Angelo Mitchell and the DeAndre McCray 98-yard interception return against University Christian. Today, Preston, we got an INT TD from TJ Ward, and then falling on the bad snap, DeAndre McCray. That accounts for 14 of their points.
Hey, but Rishi, you made mention of those two guys early. That keep your eye on these guys, keep your eye on these guys. Good point. They're making plays. They're making plays. TJ Ward on defense and McCray on special teams.
And
Guys,
it's been a team effort, too.
Absolutely.
Pretty much everybody's making plays.
They sure has.
How does Champagnat respond? You see it there. Third straight state championship game. Here comes the run. And Kelvin Montgomery tripped up after picking up a few yards.
Yeah, they can definitely respond. It's not out of hand at all. All right, this game is still within reach. We know Champagnat can score. They can score in bunches. But the way they're going about doing it has not worked. I'm going to repeat. They have to get number 4 involved more in this ball game.
We're looking for him there. Brings up 3rd and 6.
And the coaching staff knows they have to get they know that they have to get John Quay involved in this game. But how confident are you in your passers to get him the football?
Well, we have a new quarterback in, and it's hard to see his number because his shirt is up. But he's in for 3rd and 6. Launches it downfield. Ursery with the reception. What a play.
Well, there's a spark. There's a little shot of confidence in the arm. Just winged it. Right-handed quarterback, rolling left. You saw the first play, he wasn't really warm. Just lets this one rip. Gets popped at the same time, and Ursery tracking the ball down. Champagnat knocking on the door to red zone. They needed that. They needed a little confidence boost. They needed some momentum.
Here's more confidence. Kelvin Montgomery, first down, Lions.
Right, and when you can throw the ball, it can open up the game for what you really want. You want to run the football inside, but because you haven't had any success throwing the football, they've stuffed it. So now, give the ball to Montgomery. Great block. Montgomery's hard to bring down by one person. It's going to take a truckload to bring him down. So now Champagnat, their game plan is rolling now.
What a response. Flag on the field as it's thrown into the end zone, broken up. Great job by the DB McCray.
where that flag came out at, and he's calling for a hold, I definitely agree that you may get a hold. Malik Rutherford's calling for this hold. See what he's, can't really see from this angle, but Mr. Rutherford felt like that he was held coming out of his release. It's a great fight right there by Rutherford and DeAndre McCray for that football.
Emil Bieniemy, the man who came in at quarterback and launched that pass.
Holding. Defense. First down.
It was a 49-yard completion. So Bieniemy comes
Replay,
out.
first down.
Vidal is back in, but boy, did he do his job. Another flag.
A lot of confusion on the Champagnat sideline. A lot of confusion. Just hasn't been very smooth getting personnel in and out the game, getting play calls to the quarterback.
Dead ball. Encroachment. Defense.
So penalties have been killing the Eagles. If there's one thing they haven't done well lately, it has been that. Opportunity here now for the Lions to cut into this lead. First and goal from the 4. Little trickery, and it works. Touchdown, Champagnat.
Well, I am so glad Hershey did not touch that defender who was coming in for the tackle. I would say, please do not touch him. Don't get the flag and bring this touchdown back.
Justin Payout on the trick play. His nickname 401K because he's dependable, and they certainly depended on him there at the right time.
Good for him. Good job. And great play call there. Let's see what we get here. We're going to get the replay coming back. Fakes the inside. Oh, gave the inside handoff and throws the reverse here. And a great job by the outside, not touching the defender to get the penalty with a block in the back that would have negated the touchdown.
So they're down by 9 points, deciding whether or not they want to go for it here to get those 2 points back. Timeout. What a response by the Lions after that bad snap cost them 7.
Yes, yes, what a response. And we knew that they can answer back, just a matter of how. How are they going to answer back? And the way that we discussed was getting the ball in the air. I felt like they needed to get the ball to number 4, regardless they had to pass the football. That's what set up the touchdown, was throwing the football and getting the ball to Hershey.
Emil Bieniemy, hadn't seen him in at quarterback. We'd seen about everybody else in at quarterback. Comes in and off his back foot throws that ball to Ursery, 48-yard completion, totally changing the context of this game.
Absolutely.
Let's get to decision making now here, Preston.
Okay.
You're down by 9. Do you go for the 2 yet, or do you wait?
The math tells you to go for 2, which puts you at 7 if they get it, right? You don't get it, you're still down by 2, at least a touchdown and a field goal, right?
Yep.
So I think I'm going for 2.
So you want to know what you have. You want to know what you have going into that next scoring drive.
Yes. And I think Champagnat agrees. They get the offense on the field.
Duke Jones has been really effective out of this set. He will keep, and he'll get in. 7-point game as Duke Jones marches in for 2. Payout with the touchdown. Jones, the 2-point conversion. It's 21-14.
Back to a standard football score now, and and a game which we thought would be a game. Champagnat comes back. They get themselves out the corner, bounce off the road, a little rope-a-dope there in the first half, and now they're aggressive with a lot of momentum. Duke's here, just going to run right behind his blockers. Nothing fancy. You got 2 yards to go. Not going to take much.
Well, just like in the NFL, we've seen some wild card teams make marches and win Super Bowls. This is a Champagnat team that was the 5 seed going into the postseason, but when it became primetime, they started performing.
Yeah, that's a hard fight, man. When Champagnat, you got to go through Miami Christian and Moorhaven and St. John Newman and Admiral Farragut. That is a dogfight. That is a gauntlet of a playoff schedule for them, let alone the regular season schedule that they had playing Venice and University School and Gulliver Prep and those large schools. You know, they came in 5-5 and then rattled off those 4 straight playoff wins. So Champagnat knows how to play big-time football and play against the big dogs. And all right, check what the kicker just did, okay? So kicker's going to try and directional punt. So North Florida Christian playing the game plan, they're going to flip Montgomery over that side.
And guess who makes the catch? Jackson Giles at the 36.
Excuse
He
me,
snaps
Von
with
Hayes.
both hands. He snaps with both hands. He covers kickoffs. He plays linebacker. What does the man not do?
Yeah, a lot of the stuff that he does is not going to go on the on the stat chart. Now he's going to line up. He's going to play center again and try and help his team maneuver down the field. Good football player, man. Quality kid. Unselfish.
Now we'll see what the Lions defense can do. The Eagles have had it going, I know, lately. And there's a good start to things. Stand-up hit there by Duke Jones.
Yeah, Duke scores the extra point, a 2-point conversion. Lines right back up on defense. Makes a stop for no gain. Crowd's getting into it on the Champagnat side. Not a large crowd, but still fan support is key. State championship game. They want the repeat.
Does it feel like the momentum has swung?
Yeah, boy. It definitely feels like the momentum has swung. And North Florida Christian needs to put together at least a couple first downs to slow Champagnat down. Do not give them the ball. Do not go 3 and out right here, because you give them 3 and out, Champagnat's going to score the next play.
Donald Georges has not returned to that defense. Duke Jones trying to pick up the slack. Although he's coming out of the game here. Now his helmet came off, so.
Got to sit out of play.
Jerry keeps and finds the corner. Flag on the field, took it into Lions territory, but I have a feeling we're marching back the other way.
Then we're going to get a hold on the outside. Anytime the wide receiver holds his hands up like I don't know what happened, he's probably guilty. Yep. Tredarius Langston may be the guilty party, number 3 for North Florida Christian. We'll see if we get a replay after Mr. Brown announces the penalty.
Holding, 10 yards. Replay, second down.
All right, we do get a hold. And you see Jerry, good right. Mr. Brown had 3 fingers up, which is probably giving it to North Florida Christian coaching staff on who the guilty party was. So I'm thinking it was number 3, which was Tredarius Langston. We couldn't necessarily see it in that play. The replay caught the tail end of it. But I think Tredarius Johnson was the guilty party for North Florida Christian. Probably had a little bit of jersey in his hand and got caught.
We can call it the dirty dozen now. 12 penalties on the day for them for 84 yards. For those of you just joining us, this is the Class 2 State A State Championship game. I'm Rishi Barron with former Notre Dame defensive back Preston Jackson. And this is what's at stake in this game. Champagnat Catholic in its 3rd straight state championship game trying to defend its state championship. And North Florida Christian looking for state title number 8, which would be 4th all time alone. But they haven't been here since 2011 when they last won. 2nd and 13 for the Eagles. Jerry keeps on the option, has a hole, and may have a first down as he lunges out to the 47.
Fantastic read on the speed option play for Jerry. All right, he's got one read. If his outside linebacker steps up, he keeps it. If he bites down, then I give. Backer gave him enough room. He stepped up, so he kept it. Good read, positive yardage. Moves the chains, first down, North Florida Christian. This is the way they need to slow down the momentum of Champagnat. Take the crowd out of it, silence the noise here in the stadium, keep progressing downfield, try and get points.
Eagles averaging more than 5 yards per run. They'll keep it on the ground again, and a great hole and solid punishing run by Jonathan Rayleigh.
Oh, Rayleigh. 32, give him the rock. Great job up front by that offensive line. Again, patient run. Knew the hole was going to open up, and it did. Breaks one tackle, keeps his knees moving, driving, and Rayleigh always getting the tough yards. Rayleigh shows a little 401k also now. He's dependable now. You give him the rock.
Well, they've gotten contributions from him, Deion Cosby, and Jerry, who's over 50 yards rushing himself. There's Cosby, and he'll get a few to the 30.
I want to give a shout out. We got some great help in the booth with us today. Can I shout out the program they're with?
Yeah, sure.
Absolutely. With the
Dan Patrick School
of Broadcasting and Sportscasting. And
Jake Turner, also known as Jacob Ronghalt, Clay Schrager, also known as Clay Schrager, and Tyler Boronsky, who you may see as an extra in Stranger Things. So pretty good crew helping us out with the stats.
Absolutely. They're doing a fantastic job, Reese.
So has the Eagles' offensive line in this game. Jerry, all kinds of time. Oh, through the defender's hand, and then hitting Mr. Von Hayes in the shoulder pads.
It's getting close. Got to put a little more zip on that ball. He's gonna pay for one of these. I'm telling you, he's getting way too close. Just the length of the defensive backs is just outstanding. 3'6" guys back in the secondary for Champagnat. Daryl Richardson, Lamar Spence, John Quay Lewis, those guys are just super long, man. And the separation gap closes so quickly. When you think a guy is open, with that type of length, they're not going to be open long.
Third down coming up. They're 2 of 6 on third down today. Jerry's got an open man and finds Von Hayes at the 11.
What an answer right now. What an answer for North Florida Christian, man. And what a trust factor by the coach and the quarterback. Yeah, I threw the same route 2 plays ago that almost got intercepted. You know what? I trust him. Go right back to him. Go to the guy, Von Hayes, who I know is going to come down with it. Knock on the door. North Florida Christian with a nice drive here. They've established the run game. They're producing yards in the passing game.
Rayleigh broke a tackle, got back to the line of scrimmage. And Von Hayes has been their guy when they need a big play.
Yep. Everybody needs a guy like that, man. And he's wearing the appropriate number, 21, man. First guy that comes in, 21, who you think of?
Deion.
That's it. That's it. First guy that comes in is Deion. You know, Deion was always dependable both sides of the ball. Von making Deion-type plays here on offense.
That was his first catch of the day, 19 yards. Has the Eagles knocking on the door as we pull within the final minute of the third quarter. What a game we've had. Jerry will keep, has a block, and he has another touchdown.
Okay, let me find these offensive lineman numbers. They pulled both guards, and the hole opened up. A Mack truck could have ran through there. We're going to get this replay. I believe it's 56 and 58. Watch them both pull. Oh, both the backside guard and tackle pull. There's one block. I'm going to get me one right here. Beautiful play. Beautiful play. Credit those offensive linemen. Good play call by the offensive coordinator for North Florida Christian.
Jerry adds, go ahead, Chris.
Yeah, and Jerry does it again. So Champagnat with a big drive. Scoring drive was 9 plays, 64 yards. Took up 3 minutes, 36 seconds by North Florida Christian. And you said it off the top, how are they going to answer? Well, this is how we're going to answer. Number 5, Judy fakes the inside handoff, follows his big guy, there's one block. Here goes the second block. He almost goes in the end zone untouched. 5 in the jersey, number 1 in your heart.
set up those blocks well, too, didn't he?
Absolutely, man.
12-yard scoring run for Jerry, who's now up to 63 rushing yards, close to 8 yards a carry in this game. And as a whole, the Eagles, 24 rushes, 144 yards, and the 2 Jerry touchdowns.
I figured he'd be around 60-something yards this game. Now I'm starting to think he may be around that 90-yard mark. We got another quarter to play. And to close out this game, they're going to have to do it with the ball in number 5 hand. He and 21. And Rayleigh's done a great job moving the sticks.
This game's gotten fun, hasn't it?
It has gotten fun. It has gotten fun, man.
North Florida Christian, a team with so much history, had a first last week. Had never beaten Victory Christian out of Lakeland, a team who has had its own runs throughout this bracket. They beat them last year, and Coach Price told his kids, look, for a program like ours that has 7 state championships, to do something first, that's amazing. And wow, what a crazy hit there. The helmet flies off. All kinds of things going on. There's your boy, Jonathan Rayleigh.
Jonathan Rayleigh comes back from offense. I'm going to run down on special teams, watch him blow this up, stays in his lane, tries to cut it back, and wham. Helmet pops off. Get a little air time. We got the Jumbotrons here. Everybody see his face a little bit. Get a little shine.
That's some good hair, too, isn't it?
He does have great hair, man. You know, you have hair, you grow it a little bit. Now, ask you the same question. What does the momentum feel like to you now?
I think it's back with the Eagles.
There we go. It's back and forth now, huh?
Well, we'll see if we can swing it again. They
There
start
goes
the drive
Montgomery.
with Bienemy at quarterback, and you're right. Good run there by Donovan Jones.
Oh, sorry.
Or excuse me, Montgomery, you're right.
Montgomery, okay.
I'll let you do the play-by-play. You got this.
Play still coming in from the sideline.
Final 10 seconds of the third quarter. Not as much room on this run. And the Eagles will take a 14-point lead as we head to the fourth quarter. North Florida Christian looking for state championship number 8. Just have to hold down the Lions. We'll be back in a moment. Champagnat has some work to do if the Lions want to defend their state championship. They're down 14 points heading into the fourth quarter. Preston looked like they got back in the game with that touchdown on their last drive, but then NFC marched down the field and responded.
It sure did. We're not going to let you just run away with it. We see your touchdown, we raise you one. Okay, so now Champagnat has to be the aggressor again. They got to answer back. The 2 scores down.
Emil Bienemy completing the pass to Ursery. Excuse me, that's Malik Rutherford. And how about this? We see a quarterback who we haven't seen the entire game, hasn't played a lot this season back there, and he's slinging it around. He had that big pass to Ursery to set up the last touchdown.
Yeah, absolutely. He came in, warmed his arm up, missed the first ball, but boy, he's been pretty good throwing the football in the last 2 that he's completed.
3rd and 2 for the Lions. Montgomery, first down into Eagles territory.
You're not going to tackle that guy with just one defender. I can't remember a time this game where just one guy has taken him to the ground. 21 is a load. He's not trying to make anybody miss. Everything he's going to do is going to be either over him or through them.
Eagles show blitz. Well picked up. And they're going to say incomplete. Some bumping going on the sideline, but no flag.
Nah, no flag. That's a good job by the official on that sideline. Nothing happened. A little push off right there by Cedric Urshi. That's the guy who caught the long ball before from Bienemy.
Ursery has offers from FAU, Southern Miss, and UAB. Some good-looking receivers on that field, but it's been hard to get the ball to them.
Yeah. They got to try and get the ball to this 5-star kid. They got to get the ball to John Quay Lewis. Try to see what he's going to do.
Fortunately for the Lions, the Eagles have helped them out.
Defense.
Is that 13 penalties
Send it
now?
out.
Make that a Baker's dozen.
13 and 18 total in the game.
88 yards. 89 make that. Jake Turner all over that up here. Haven't seen much of Jonquay Lewis, but we've seen some great throws by Bieniemy, and they'll move the sticks again. Rutherford on the catch. Don't see a flag coming out after he got tossed to the turf.
The crowd was calling for it. We heard the whistle. We had a few extra pops after that. But Bieniemy is doing a good job throwing the football. I mean, it doesn't look pretty, but it comes out his hand okay, and he's making good decisions right at the ball. They're not afraid to let the ball go with him back there at quarterback. Got Jonquay Lewis calling himself out here. I'm just really interested on why they can't get the ball to number 4. I keep saying it. Maybe I need to stop, but I would like to see the ball in his hands.
Let's give some credit to NFC. Some excellent defensive backs. Von Hayes was All-State last year. We've seen what D'Angelo Mitchell, DeAndre McCray, and Tredarius Langston can do. They'll keep it on the ground here. Breaking free, Donovan Jones inside the 20. Flag comes out at the end.
All right. Could get a replay here. Nothing special. Inside handoff.
Personal foul. Horse collar. Defense.
Since that horse collar rule has been established for a few years now, officials have been on it. They've called it often, and they're usually right about when they call it. All that is safety. All right, when you pull a guy back against his momentum, we see a lot of leg injuries, a lot of hip injuries, and they're trying to prevent that. Safety is paramount these days in youth athletics, and all these new rules and calls, they're just trying to prevent bad things from happening.
Bieniemy is 3 for 5 for 62 yards since coming in. Give him another complete. Oh, it comes out. It's an interception. And they blow it dead.
It's got to be dead.
So that was interesting. I thought the ball may be still bobbling up in the air.
I think the receiver caught it and was on his back with the ball in the air, and the defender just took it. Let's see what we get on the replay. Ball.
Can't really say. I think that ball might have been live.
That's an interception.
Let's see it if we can. I don't know if we have another angle or not. I think that's an interception too, Preston. That could have been the ball game. DeAndre McCray, who already has a long interception return in the postseason.
That's got to be an interception because the receiver was on the ground. Ball never hit the ground.
Unfortunately for North Florida Christian, no matter what they say, it's going to take those points off the board that they would have had.
They need to overturn this call. Not sure if they will, but that should stand as an interception. We get that replay back, break that down for fans at home.
We have a possession and down by contact. Second down, White.
So they felt that he had possession.
No. Now this would be a good time for college rewind, one of the playbacks.
Bring in Duke Jones and give him another touchdown.
Oh, that hurts. Oh, if I'm North Florida Christian defense, I am super upset. Not only do they not give you your interception, they don't give you the interception, and Champagnat comes down and scores.
14-point swing right there, and instead of talking about probably game over, we're talking about a great finish here at Camping World Stadium.
And we're going to talk about this, or the play previous to this touchdown by Duke. Same play. Good job by the coaching staff. We know what works. Just line it up and do it again. Now they're going to go for 2.
Well, they've got the Matt Nagy, Chicago Bears coach, strategy of going for 2 when it doesn't mathematically say 2, but Jones can't get in. Excellent tackle made there by Michael Polston.
What a turn of events, Rishi.
Check that, Raymond Jackson.
Raymond Jackson active again. So now instead of running right down the gut on the same play that worked, they try to get fancy and get on the outside. Defense is ready for it. The offense shift, the defense shifted also. And they prevent Duke Johnson from getting in for the 2-point conversion, which leaves Champagnat down by 8.
The coach's son, J.T. Price, also number 61, had his arms on Duke Jones to stop him from getting there.
Okay. So North Florida Christian has to get past that, at least the offense. Okay, let's rally together. We feel like we got robbed of at least a touchdown. Offense needs to produce an outstanding drive here. Let's start with special teams, see if we can get a good return, put it on their side of the 50-yard line, and then produce points from the points that we feel like was taken away from us.
What a crazy game this has turned into. 9-play, 80-yard drive is what it will go down as on paper.
This will be a good time for Spectrum to cut in right now, our producers in the truck with the gladiator scene with, are you not entertained, right? I can just see it right. Well, are you not entertained? Because this right now, we've got
this is a first-class facility here at Camping World Stadium. I bet they got that queued up somewhere. Right?
So this has turned into an excellent, exciting ball game so far. And we talked about at halftime, yeah, I think this could definitely turn into one of those type of games.
They go basically, I don't know if I want to call it an onside, more of a squib kick, but well covered. And that was Drew Farreau making the catch there. He is the guy as a freshman who came in as the backup quarterback and led them to a 3-1 record when J.D. Jerry was out. Really a season saver is Drew Farreau.
Hey, know your role. When your number's called, be ready. The opportunity presents itself, open the door. Before he had to drive his team into the playoffs because the quarterback spot was vacant, and now we need you to secure the kickoff or as your own kickoff return to make sure our offense gets the ball in good position. Just play your role.
Coach Price gushing about his future, but said for now this is still J.D. Jerry's team. We've seen that today. And how about Mr. Cosby with a great cutback and powerful run to get past the 50 and get a first down.
Mr. Cosby. No matter who they give it to, they're usually getting positive yards. Whether it's Cosby, whether it's Hayes, or is it J.D. Jerry running behind the pass of the offensive line. All those guys are falling forward, and they're getting yards past the line of scrimmage.
These two running backs, you can see it with their build. Weight room monsters, Cosby and Rayleigh. Very punishing, powerful runners today.
155 total rushing yards right now for North Florida Christian. 3 different runners with over 40 yards. J.D. Jerry, the quarterback, leading the way with 63.
Cheyenne LaCour making a play there, though, throwing him for a loss. LaCour actually had a touchdown last week on a play that Coach Clavijo said he wasn't supposed to get the football. He doesn't know how it happened. He watched it over in film. He's like, I don't know exactly what happened. He put his arm up. He thinks the center accidentally snapped it to him, but he found himself with a critical touchdown in that game. And now he's making plays on D. 2nd and 13 for Champagnat. Or I should say North Florida Christian. Jerry keeps. That play has worked wonders for them today.
Yes, it has. As a team, the 3 running backs with Riley and Jerry. I'm missing one.
You're talking about Mr. Cosby?
Mr. Cosby are averaging 5.9 yards per rush. So they're a half a first down each time they run the ball. I'll take those numbers.
J.D. Jerry up to 68 rush yards and 2 scores. He's thrown some good balls too, although there have been a couple maybe he got away with into tight coverage that could have been picked up. We'll see what he can do here. On 3rd and 7. We see Plant head coach Robert Weiner and his quarterback in the stands.
Dead ball. Delay game. Offense.
All kinds of legendary coaches are going to be here all weekend.
Yeah.
He's a legendary high school coach. We'll also see plenty of big-time big-time college coaches here looking to recruit.
Coach Weiner, 4 championships himself, used to be in Orlando. They got knocked off by Lakeland, who will play here later tonight against St. Thomas Aquinas.
They run the option on 3rd and long. Jonathan Rayleigh about 8 yards shy of the first down.
So now, 4th down, punt this away, coach. Don't even think about it. You're up. up by 8. 4th down, punt this away, see if we can pin him inside the 15, 10-yard line.
North Florida Christian has scored twice on offense on J.D. Jerry touchdowns, once on defense as T.J. Ward had an interception for a touchdown, and also a special teams score for DeAndre McCray, or D'Angelo Mitchell, that is. Jerry will punt, has had some good ones today. And potentially a mistake made back there by Champagnat and Nico Goss on the return. That might have gone into the end zone if he didn't pick it up.
I thought that was going to roll. Into the end zone. You know the cardinal rule, put your heels on the 10, goes over your head, it goes past you, let it go. Champagnat with the backs against the wall here. But the good thing for Champagnat is that at least their last couple drives, North Florida Christian hasn't been able to slow them down offensively. A heavy dose of Calvin Montgomery. Bieniemy's coming in, he's thrown the ball well, made some good decisions with the football. They think Ursi can get deep on North Florida Christian secondary. You still have the 4-star Jonquay Lewis on the edge, who's always a threat. So good things can happen.
Not such good things on that snap, but a great job by Calvin Montgomery to recover. Bieniemy in at quarterback. 4 for 6 for 68 yards since coming in relief.
That's nice.
Champagnat is 15-1 all time in the postseason, but will need a 95-yard drive to tie this game and a 2-point conversion. Patient running by Montgomery, the defense right with him for every step.
A heavy dose of Montgomery. We see the game plan right now. 21 lead us to the promised land. Averaging right under 6 yards per rush in this game. He's touching it. He should be around 13, 14 carries on the game.
He was their starter all year, but got hurt in the last game of the regular season against Westwood. This is his first game of the postseason. Has made a difference. Will he get it here on 3rd and 3? Yes, he will. And it's going to be close. Raymond Jackson stopping his progress close to the sticks.
Now with Champagnat, they've got 1 timeout left, 5.5 on the clock. So a perfect drive would be obviously a touchdown, leaving little to no time on the clock for North Florida Christian to answer back. Now they can do that. 5.5, they can waste a lot of clock, but North Florida Christian still has 2 timeouts to use.
Water break on the field. The other thing to consider there, though, Preston,
water break.
When you're talking about running out the clock, it's kind of a catch-27, because what if they score a touchdown and then they don't get the 2-point conversion? Then they will want more time. So how do you balance that?
I think you have to put your money on, number one, that we have to get the touchdown. We got to get an end zone. And then we'll deal with the other problem when we get there. So we'll get our touchdown. We'll go for the 2-point conversion. I'm thinking we're going to get it. If we can score a touchdown, we're going to score our 2-point conversion. Regardless, I need to chew up as much clock as possible, because I'm thinking I'm getting a 2-point conversion. I can't give them time to answer.
Emil Bieniemy has given Champagnat a huge lift off the bench. They were down 2 touchdowns through this miraculous off his back foot pass, heck of a throw to Shedrick Ursary, who makes the play. And ever since then, he's been on fire. But one guy he has still had trouble getting involved is the 4-star recruit, Jonquay Lewis.
And I don't think Jonquay Lewis, his game is done just yet. I think he still might come into it and be a factor on one of these plays on this possession.
Maybe it's here. Launching. Single coverage, and it's knocked away from Lewis by Von Hayes.
Got away with a little push-off also. Ref let him play there. I don't blame him. State championship game, no reason to throw that flag. It wasn't too flagrant of a foul offensively. Bieniemy just lets this one go. It's a 50-50 ball. I think my number 4 can come down with it before your guy does. That's a great matchup by Hayes versus Lewis.
Von Hayes had a big catch earlier and has been excellent in coverage, especially on Lewis. 7 interceptions this year, 15 pass breakups.
Yeah, Had 2 interceptions.
They're looking that way again, just over the outstretched arms of Ursery.
Had 2 interceptions versus Clearwater Academy International over in Clearwater. And that quarterback, Lucas Stanzani, 3,386 yards, 32 TDs, and only 7 interceptions. So he picked off one of the best passers in the state twice in one game.
Champagnat, 6 of 12 on 3rd down today. 3rd and 10 coming up here. 5:27 left to go in this Class 2A state championship game. Rishi Barron and Preston Jackson with you. This has been a ball game. Here comes the blitz by Rayleigh, and it's good enough to force the incomplete pass and bring up 4th down.
He rushed it. He should have expected that pressure in his face with that play, knowing you're going to get to your back swinging and a quick pass. North Florida Christian with a big stop. That's not the result you wanted if you're Champagnat, especially you being down. This could be a good time for a fake. So those North Florida Christian coaches should be fake, 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 or safe, safe, safe. I think I see the coach on the sideline calling for fair catch, and safe, 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 punt return, meaning look for the fake.
The punts we've seen from the Lions today have not been the best kicks. 2 for 57 yards. Fair catch called for by Von Hayes, so great field position coming up here for the Eagles.
A lot of Rayleigh and a lot of Jerry on this drive for North Florida Christian. No reason to put the ball in the air at all. Take up all the time you need to get out the huddle, snap that ball with little left on the play clock, get up slow off the ground. We want to chew up this clock.
Jerry has done it with his legs today, and his 2 powerful backs complementing him well. Jerry keeps.
Stay in bounds.
Doesn't do that, and is right around where the 1st down marker is. They will give it to him.
Young quarterbacks at home, know the situation, know that you're up, stay in bounds. If you need a slide to keep your butt in bounds, or you're going to break a tackle, don't go out of bounds to stop the clock. We're up. You're up. Situational football right now. We need to take up as much time as possible.
Ball comes out, and Jerry jumps on it.
Okay.
5 minutes to go here in the 5A title game, and we have an injury on the field. That's Tredarius Langston.
Now, let's just go back to the previous play. What I don't like about that is that at this point, we're not trying to fake anybody out. They know we're going to run the football. It's their job to stop us. I'm just going to keep the ball at number 5 hands, or I'm going to give the ball to number 32, and let Rayleigh do his job. Let's not forget the mesh. Don't even worry about it. Give the ball or keep the ball. That's it. Because when you try to get fancy like that, and not necessarily fancy, but you try and do that, now you put the ball on the ground, and this is not the time that you want to do it.
That's Brian Rainstrom coming to his feet, an exceptional player for them all year. 110 tackles, 13 tackles for a loss in the regular season. And he's the guy who had the 2 big fumble recoveries last week in that win over Admiral Farragut, one of them for a touchdown. Those came within a minute and 6 seconds of each other, and that was really the difference in that game. So he's up. Now let's see what the defense can do without him on 2nd and long.
Don't even worry about it. Run the football. Easy call. Run the ball. Let it keep it in number 5's hands. You try to get the perimeter, fine. Come back across the defense, fine. But let number 5 run it and keep it in bounds. You see him right now taking as much time as he needs to with the play clock, and no rush.
Down to 4.5 minutes to play in the 2A title game. Jerry falls down. Preston's wondering what's going on.
I like criticism. That would not be my choice, and I explained why it wouldn't be my choice one play ago. Now you try to do all this faking and stuff, and that's what's happening. There was a bad exchange last play. Here goes another miscue and a slip. Just snap the ball to the quarterback and let him run on his feet up the field.
3rd and 16. Champagnat one stop away from getting the ball back. Jerry will keep. And some great pursuit by the defense, and the ball comes out. Still on the ground.
Wow.
Haven't seen a signal yet. Looks like they're discussing it.
Wow. You want to talk about three plays that were just not the best ones to be calling at this time, and you end with this, with your quarterback getting smacked in the mouth and the ball coming out, and then Champagnat, instead of having an opportunity to punt the ball and pin them and make them go 98 yards for a touchdown, now they just got to go 60 or 55.
Walter Phillips with the recovery. First turnover for the Eagles. Will it be costly?
You don't have to put the ball in the air right away if you're Champagnat. Your game, you have all options to your disposal right now.
What a way to start the day of 3 state title games here on Spectrum Sports. It's coming down to the final drive here. Flag on the field. Excellent run, though. Kelvin Montgomery would have the first down, I believe, but we'll see what the penalty is. Move him back.
There he is.
We have illegal substitution. White. First down.
We'll take away the first down and make it it's still first down, just not in the place they wanted it to be.
Yep. Still got plenty of time. You can, but you do not have to throw the ball right here. I just hand it off again and get back to the line of scrimmage.
Bieniemy, a beautiful throw, but it is dropped by Ursery.
Ursery has to come down with that. In this situation, you have to come down with that. The sophomore quarterback puts the ball on the money, and we didn't actually get a great angle from the camera when we were looking at it through our screens, but it looked like that ball was on the money by the enemy.
Eagles show blitz, and a quick throw looking for Lewis, way off mark, brings up 3rd and long.
Now you got to go downfield. You got to go downfield, or you got to get something. Intermediate route. North Florida Christian showing all cover 3 this drive. They're starting with 2 high shell, rolling down to a cover 3, trying to make Bieniemy and the Champagnat offense throw the ball in the curl. All right, they're taking away the deep ball with the cover 3 look. Now they're going to rule back. There we go again. Was it
offsides on Jackson Giles, of all people?
Dead ball. Encroachment. Defense. 3rd down.
That changes your approach for Champagnat. Okay, so now you got a few other plays that you can run. You don't have to push the sideline or get some kind of deep intermediate route. There are a couple other options you can have. You're still going to probably get cover 3. No, you got cover 2. You got cover 2, cover 4 right outside for North Florida Christian. They're going to hand it off inside.
What a run! How about Donovan Jones inside the 40, and he's thrown down there late, no flag, but what a call there. They go with the draw on 3rd down, and it works.
Absolutely, because they caught him in a 2 high shell. The numbers work out in their favor. If they're going to put 2 safeties high, take 1 out of the box, the run play is the proper call. Remember, before this drive started, we said they have all their plays to their disposal. The clock is not against them at this point, and they got 1 timeout. So that's a good job of the offensive coordinator knowing the situation, making an appropriate play call.
Bieniemy has missed on his last 5 throws. The run, though, has worked, and Bieniemy will keep here. And what a stranglehold there by Raymond Jackson to make sure he wasn't getting away.
Young mistake. Once you get wrapped up, go ahead and fall on the ground, son. We still need our clock. Jackson with his 3rd tackle for loss. The lefty/righty all over the field. I like him at center, I like him at linebacker, extremely active. But going back to the offensive play, I think it was a bad read from the top. He should have gave that ball on the zone read, but then once you don't, just fall on the ground. Don't lose time trying to fight against the defense.
2:20 left in this entertaining game in the Class 2A state championship. Keep it on the ground. Plunge forward by Montgomery, gets it to the 35-yard line or close to it. Will bring up another 3rd down. They are 7 of 14 on 3rd down today, are the Lions.
It's not a bad percentage for Champagnat, especially since North Florida Christian has played great defensively in the second half.
1:45 left in this game. Ball comes out. Picked back up, though, however, by Montgomery to at least keep possession and actually gained 2 yards there. That'll bring up 4th and 5 with 1:34 left. And we're going to have a timeout.
Just a bad exchange with a young quarterback and his running back. Didn't put it in the belly, and the running back's pocket may not have been wide enough, and just the mesh was not clean and crisp, and that's why the ball was on the floor, but Montgomery picked it off the bounce.
Okay, so you're Hector Clavijo, first-year head coach, has been around football for a long time.
Yep.
What do you call here? Your season and a state championship on the line.
I think I trust this young quarterback just enough to throw him a stationary pass, meaning I don't want my wide receiver in motion while he's throwing his pass. I'm going to try and get a simple hitch to the sticks. I think he can throw that. I think I can isolate a receiver and complete this ball just to move the sticks and keep this drive alive. But obviously he's got to throw it. It's got to be a sideline pass. Run out of bounds because you're going to need this timeout later in this drive. You can't burn this timeout, so I don't think the ball is going to go in the middle of the field. But look at this. Look what we have now. We got Jonquay Lewis on the inside at the slot right now. He's been on the outside the whole game. Now number 4 moves inside the slot. So now I'm thinking they're going to try and get the ball to him across the defense.
Lions are 1 for 2 on 4th down today.
Oh, screen.
Season on the line with 1:30 to go, 4th and 6.
Screen number 4. There it is.
Incomplete pass. No flags on the field. NFC holds defensively again.
Absolutely. Those are the 2 options I explained before. You either get number 4 going across the defense or you throw it to him on the screen. They picked A. They wanted to get the ball to number 4 coming across. He lined up in the slot. Hadn't been in the slot all game long. They gave it away just by the alignment and where the personnel was. So with a bad pass by your young quarterback, this could be the ball game. A couple knees, and North Florida Christian will be crowned your 2A champ.
Champagnat out of timeouts. This defense, from the very first play of the game, the interception return for a touchdown by TJ War, has stood strong. And J.D. Jerry just a few snaps away from getting this done. A young man who missed all of last year with Tommy John surgery, got hurt at the beginning of this season, and has certainly been the leader of this offense today.
I just want to go back to the last play. I don't knock the play call because you can do that with a minute and a half and a timeout. So I can stop the clock. Only thing I would change, I think, is a safer play if I get it to number 4 on the outside. So you line up in the slot and you throw the screen with a wide receiver blocking, and now 4 can get upfield for 5 yards and get out of bounds.
You see the emotion from Steve Price, this legendary program coming here with a team that not a lot of people thought were going to be in this position. And now they're about to celebrate again. What a season it's been for NFC.
Another one behind you.
Great sportsmanship being displayed on the field. So the guys, even before the last snap, they were exchanging pleasantries and shaking hands and doing what athletes do in a hard-fought battle. when you put everything into a season, all the practices, the off-season training, that's what you want.
And there's the Gatorade on Coach Price. It's over here at Camping World Stadium. And they're bringing back a trophy back to the nest. North Florida Christian, state champion for the 8th time.
I think Coach Price got the iPhone 6 because he tossed it. He didn't want to get wet. You know, the 8 and up, you can get it wet. Congratulations to North Florida Christian on an outstanding win, a hard-fought battle, and congratulations also to Champagnat with a 5-5 regular season, ran the gauntlet through the playoffs, and made this an outstanding ball game in the finals. Man, I was entertained.
Well, Coach Price so emotionally won 2 state championships in Georgia. His players doing snow angels on midfield and jumping around. And Coach Price told us earlier, as I mentioned at the beginning of the broadcast, his daughter Alicia had an Old Testament Bible final in college at 10:30 today. Listened to the beginning of the game, watched it on our stream. I hope she got back to watch this celebration because it's something special here for this entire team and program and community.
Oh, Pops is going to be calling her as soon as he walks off the field. She'll congratulate him. He'll congratulate her with good luck on the test that she had, and just that's a family accomplishment. Winning a state championship as a high school head coach takes tremendous fortitude. It takes a lot of time and dedication, not by just the head coach, by the family itself, because a lot of time spent away from your kids with other people's kids, and a lot of time dedicated to not just your household but other people's household.
This is a team that overcame adversity all year. Their starting quarterback, J.D. Jerry, got hurt in week 2, had to miss 4 games, or he actually had to miss more than 4 games. The backup quarterback ended up having a season-ending injury after just playing in a couple games, and then J.D. Jerry would eventually come back after Drew Farreau led them to a few wins, and here they are now. Their center broke his hand. What more do you want? What a story.
It's how you fight, man. You don't go through a state championship season, a playoff season, without being banged up, without overcoming injuries, without hurdles being presented, obstacles being presented in your way. You got to overcome some things so you can know how to respond when you get to situations like this. North Florida Christian came into this game a underdog against a Champagnat team with 4-star prospects, 6'5" offensive tackles, and they did not look the same, like they even belonged on the field with this team. But the best-looking team is not always the best team at the end of the day.
What character this team has. I asked Coach Price what made this team this year, what its identity was. He said hard-nosed, tough, physical, and disciplined, and we saw all of that on hand today. And how about this defense? You mentioned shutting down the 4-star prospects, but right when it looked like they couldn't stop the run too, all of a sudden they stiffened and they made those plays.
Absolutely right, man. I don't know if I can say it better. When things got bad, they didn't get bad enough. They bent a little bit, but they did not break. And when they needed a play, especially on the drive that looked like to end the game where Champagnat can make some moves and tie it up, the defense stood tall, made plays, gave the offense back the ball so they can take 3 knees and end the ball game.
Final thoughts, Preston. State championship number 8 and North Florida Christian, an elite program yet again.
Yes, final thoughts would be a well-called game by the North Florida Christian coaching staff. The halftime adjustments were evident. You could tell they went back and they reconvened as a coaching staff. They knew what they needed to do to slow down Champagnat. And then on the Champagnat side, I think what did them in was the lack of big plays on special teams. I think that's kind of what happened to them. It just seemed like some things kind of unraveled. When they went bad, they went bad.
I don't know if you just saw, but it looked like they had bumper stickers made out for the state championship already. That is special. What a special team and community. Your final score again, North Florida Christian 28, Champagnat Catholic 20. North Florida Christian, a state champ for the 7th time. I want to thank our entire crew at Spectrum Sports who works so hard to do so much and put on these broadcasts for you. Remember, we have 2 more broadcasts for you tonight. We'll be back here at 3 o'clock for Cardinal Gibbons and North Marion in the 5A state championship. So thanks to our entire crew. Thanks to Director Henry Danforth. I don't want to mess up his name the one time I say it in the broadcast. For producer Chris McCulley. For all of our stat friends up here in the booth from the Dan Patrick School of Sportscasting. And Preston Jackson, thank you as well. I'm Rishi Barron. We are going to keep this here for the medal ceremony, but this is the last you will hear for us. If you're a North Florida Christian fan, celebrate your team, a state champ yet again.
Trophies on behalf of the Florida High School Athletic Association are FHSA Board of Directors Eugene Lamb and Executive Director of the FHSA George Tommen. And they are being joined by our runners-up team and the head coach of the Champagnat Lions, Mr. Hector Clavijo III. At this time, we'd like to recognize the 2018 Class 2A state runner-up team. Coming forward to accept the trophy are the captains, number 1, Darren Duke Jones, number 2, Donald Georges, number 3, Brian Rystrom, and number 4, John Quai Lewis. Ladies and gentlemen, finishing the season with 9 wins and 6 losses. Let's hear it for your 2018 Class 2A state runners-up, the Champagnat Lions. Gentlemen, join us as we honor the 2018 Class 2A state championship team, the North Florida Christian Eagles. They will now be presented the state championship trophy to the head coach, Mr. Steve Price, and his captains. They are number 1, D'Angelo Mitchell, number 6, Quan Myrick, number 15, Preston Reese, and number 51, Jackson Giles. Ladies and gentlemen, finishing the season with 9 wins and 4 losses. Let's hear it for your 2018 Class 2A state champions, North Florida Christian.